What is up, my beautiful gemstones? Thank you for being so patient. Oh, I forgot that I have... We're just not doing well tonight. Can't get with the program, either one of us. Thank you guys for coming to join us. As you can see, we are both live here at my mom's. Hi, everybody. And let me go down and say hi to everyone, and then I'll officially pull him in on his side. We technically could have done it with one screen, but I think with me, with the cards and everything, it was easier to do it this way. I hope everyone is having a fantastic week. Miss Lotus Girl, hello. Ann Palmer, Blue Crossroads, and Shauna, Bat Mom. Bat Mom, I'm getting there. I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm just trying to keep it positive, even though it's been really hard. But you guys have been an absolute godsend. So I do appreciate you all so much. Smoochy Smoochy, Eris Mana, Larry, hi. Jeanette, welcome. Black Dragon. Who else we got in here? Halloween weekend. Is that all for now? On the rocks and in the soil. Michael, God, what is up? Perfect imperfection, poison envy. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, it is Oracle time. Very much so. Nightmare. What's up, yo? Nick Y. Nicky. Poison envy. That is awesome. If we still used MySpace, I would steal that name. Aunt Edna, hi. Kirby's 100. As well as possible. I'm doing my very best. I want to wish my firstborn baby, my son Kyle, KGF Hip Hop here on YouTube, a happy 23rd birthday. I am really hoping he's having a day as fantastic and amazing as he is. And I feel old. So without further ado, well, first let me just show you guys, I did get a new deck this week, Oracle of Light and Dreams. Guys, thank you so much for the Samhain gifts. I'm wearing the earrings Miss Paranormal Pixie, Miss Lara gave me, the little sunburst there. Mike J. No, I feel old. You can be here tonight because you have Fridays off. That is awesome. Yay. If you're waiting, I don't know if I just said this because I'm like out of my mind. If you're waiting on November's personal readings, you will have them by or on the 1st. I've been going as fast as I can with them with everything else going on. And I'm just trying to throw myself into work. And Steven's going to be here until, oh, he's not on the screen yet. Steven's going to be here until at least Tuesday. So we've kind of been just having fun and hanging out. I had my book signing on Wednesday. So I've got some extra books. I sold about half. So I have a bunch left. So if you're looking to get autographed copies, please email me, hit me up. I haven't checked my email in a few days, but I've been trying to check it every 3 to 4 days. And as soon as Steven leaves, I'm throwing myself headfirst back into work and just getting as much done as possible, looking into some new endeavors, and hopefully getting my business back up and started back up, getting my inventory and, you know, a lot of the rest of my stuff. So Eric M., welcome. And with that being said, let's bring him in, the man of the hour. Bam.
I'm looking real. I am looking real well.
When I say bam, that means you're coming in.
I see it.
Oh, because you're watching on YouTube. That's why I was like, why is there a delay?
Yep.
All right, guys, you know what? Steven, say hi
Hello.
For a second.
How's everybody doing? I'm looking rough tonight. There's a delay big time, isn't it?
On YouTube, yes.
I'm sorry, I'm so loud.
No, the louder you talk, it's coming through my speaker too.
Oh,
so we're just going to have to. Sometimes he's talking and I'm like, because
it's from talking to a 90-year-old man all day.
Don't know what's going on. Bat Mom, yeah, thank you. They really, really are. I appreciate you noticing and all the love and light you guys have been sending, though. I really do feel it. Like I literally and genuinely feel it. Mute his butt. Nah, we'll just keep reminding him to talk lower. I feel like I'm being like grumpy with him, but I guess I'm kind of in a grumpy mood lately, but I'm doing my best. But he's like acting like a battered, like, I don't want to say like a battered husband because that would be a bad joke, but he's acting like I actually do keep him in the basement because he's like, the reason we were a few minutes late was because he was trying so hard to like rush that he was just effing everything up. And I'm like, I'll just do it. So, all right, let's get this party started. I'm pretty loud myself. There's an echo in here. I have a small background coming until I get, like I said, all of my stuff. I've been really lazy, really neglectful of work for the most part. And I'm going to try not to do that anymore. Who's first?
Okay, Lotus.
All right.
And I'll try not to be so quiet.
Well, you don't have to whisper. Just talk like a normal, civilized human being. I'm only kidding. Relax. See? You can't even joke with him.
Yeah. Oh, quit.
All right. Lotus, I'm using the new deck on you.
Hi, everybody.
He just watched the... We just watched, but I had seen it already, the newest Halloween Ends. And what did you think about that? Because it got such mixed reviews.
Good.
It's pretty good,
bad.
Right?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. I mean, I wouldn't dumb
That's
it
how
down.
I felt.
I mean, I've seen worse.
Yeah, inside voice. Mike Roberts, what's up, bro? Brown Dwarf, hi.
Hey, everybody. Hey,
Brown
young
Dwarf,
man.
I did get your message about not getting my email. I don't know what's going on with that because Aunt Edna never got mine either, and I sent it twice. So Aunt Edna, I was going to say I'm going to email you my number for us to FaceTime, but maybe I'll have Steven do it because Brown Dwarf, I emailed you back immediately when I saw that with my phone number and like explaining to you that it'll probably be about a month before I'm able to put anything together, like all that kind of stuff. And you didn't get it. So I might have to make a whole new email. Guys, there's so many beautiful, big, massive changes coming. And yes, indoor voice. And I send it. So maybe I'll forward it to Steven, have him forward it to you, and then contact Google and see what's going on, because you're actually not the only person that said that, but then everyone else is getting them. So I really don't know, but I do want to talk to you about it and not wait anymore. So maybe we can like set up a FaceTime, or actually we have each other's number. So maybe I'll just message you Tuesday when he leaves, and then we can set up whenever you're free for a FaceTime. Paranormal Pixie, hi. I just said I'm wearing the earrings that you gave me, the sunbursts. Can't really see them, but they're very pretty. All right, Miss Lotus, you got the card of Little Wings. It's card number 9 in the new light. What was it called? I can't remember the name of this deck to save my life. Light and Dreams, the Oracle of Light and Dreams. Okay, Little Wings. Be inspired by a love of nature, receptivity, observation, nature, and inspiration. With the delicate whir of its tiny wings, the hummingbird hovers in the dappled light of a summer forest. The elf girl is transfixed by the radiant hues of its heavenly plumage. It is a magical moment and a reminder of the joy and love that the simplest pleasures of nature can inspire. We can experience the restorative and inspiring effects of nature by opening our senses to the wondrous sights, smells, and sounds of the natural world. Sitting outside in what we think is silence allows a warm breeze or faint bird song to flow directly into the soul. Those who contemplate the beauty of the earth find reserves of strength that will endure as long as life lasts. So obviously this is saying you need to spend some time in nature, Tennille, but more so than that, what I'm getting is that there's going to be something that comes in for you, like sitting there very quietly. And I always tell you guys, listen for the wind to respond, speak your question, speak your pain into the universe. And if you believe in Jesus and you pray, near a large tree and put your hand on the tree and listen. I feel like answers to a very specific question are coming this week in the form of just coming in on the wind. I don't feel like it's coming in dreams. I don't think it's coming from another person. I feel like nature herself, Mother Nature, is going to be giving you those answers that you're desperately searching for. And you could definitely benefit from a nature walk or a floral bath, a sea salt bath, something like that. Try to incorporate nature into as many of your relaxing moments as you possibly can this week. And if you don't think you're going to have any relaxing moments, obviously you need to make time to do that. Who's next?
Ann Palmer. I'm not going to be in chat a whole lot because this computer lags so bad.
Well, that's Oh, it's
No,
doing it here now too?
No, yeah, just on my YouTube, and it's just I can't keep up with typing. So I'm just gonna give you names tonight.
His hands are also hurting.
Yeah, I'm
So that's okay. Let me just give me names. And
Okay.
you guys know that when we're doing this, we never purposefully ignore any comments.
no
And if you really need to ask a question, either say like, hey,
capitals.
I'm asking you guys a question, put it in caps, or just repeat it until one of us sees it.
Yeah, it'd be great if you put them in caps.
If
That'd
you
be
put them
awesome.
in caps, yeah, because then he can just take it and put it right up on the screen for me.
Yes.
So don't think that we're ignoring you guys.
Yeah, it's just there was such a lag, and my hands in this little tiny laptop doesn't work. This is mine and my son's, and he kind of messed with it before I left. Now I'm all so.
It's okay.
And I've been flustered for the last hour because it's been like batting 0.
So he thinks.
Yeah, well, that's
All right. Miss Anne, Oracle of the Sacred Forest. Haven't used this one in a while. It kind of spoke to me today. Starry Night. It's the card of acceptance. Something that I'm definitely struggling with at the moment. Through the pine boughs, 1,000 stars shine brightly overhead. In the stillness of the night, you can hear the soft songs, each star with its own melody, all notes coming together as one glorious song. You feel your spirit rise as this canticle of the cosmos showers down on you. You know that you have a place on the planet that is unique and remarkable. Allow blessings of the Creator to cascade into your being. You are so very worthy of this grace and so much more. Embrace all parts of yourself, accept your own majesty. There are times when it may be challenging to fully accept yourself as just as you are. Yet when you don't honor all parts of yourself, you are denying yourself the full experience of life. There are no wrong experiences, Anne. Each one allows you to grow as a spiritual being. I have a lot to say on that, actually. Some people say they can never accept the dark deeds that have been done on the planet. There is no need to do so. Some things are just wrong. They don't need acceptance. However, in order to bring more light into the world, you must first accept yourself in all of your own permeations. What you deny in yourself runs your life. What you deny in yourself runs your life. The more you accept yourself, the more fulfillment and life force energy you will have. The spirit of the Starry Night says, embrace your inner majesty, accept your life in all of its configurations. Every moment has profound value, even if it doesn't seem like it. Forgive yourself and forgive others. Accept all that life has provided and harmony will ensue. So this is yeah, and I even sent you, I think, a picture of the fact that I had responded, and then I forwarded it again to the email address you gave me, even though it was the original email address. So I don't know what's going on there. So Anne, there was a part of this that really kind of resonated with me, and that's accepting kind of the good and the bad that happens to us, and not and understanding that all of it has to do with teaching us lessons. And if the universe bends toward our will and works everything out in and for our favor and our own good, then as hard as I know that it is, when something horrible is happening to you and you're just either heartbroken or raging or all of those emotions, to actually sit back and say, I don't see it now, but something good is going to definitely come out of this is a really, really hard thing, not only to do, but it's like even a much harder thing to believe that. But the faster and quicker we can believe that, the faster and quicker we can move on and continue to be the amazing beings that we were meant to. And when something happens that seems so terrible, that we almost can't believe that it's happening, or we're like, again, we're devastated, we're angry, et cetera, et cetera. It's like we always immediately think punishment, but the universe doesn't punish us for no reason. So even if we are being punished or really feel like we're being punished, we have to be able to trace this back or trace that back to something that we may actually be being punished for, or really being taught a lesson about is probably more likely what's going on. I feel like there's a part of yourself that you're keeping from others. I don't know if you're keeping it from everybody, but there's definitely something inside of you that you want to say so badly, but you won't for fear of either rejection, or you're definitely a people pleaser. And I mean, no judgment or indictment on that, but a lot of your cards are always talking about not letting people push you around and manipulate you. And I feel like there's something here, Anne, that needs to be said. And you have to say it regardless of whether or not it's going to hurt someone else's feelings, whether or not it's going to make someone dislike you. Because again, what I would like to say is like, the people that matter aren't going to care about you being yourself. And you should matter enough to you to be able to speak your own mind when, where, and how you want, and to say what you want. And that's your lesson for this week.
Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
The Bat Mom. Hi, Bat Mom.
All right. Miss Bat Mom, I'm going to use the Shaman's Dream Oracle.
Hello, Tony.
Hi, Tony. Whoa. Slippery slippies. You're welcome. A Wawa sweet potato and turkey gobbler sub. We were going to go to Wawa, I think it was yesterday for lunch, but then I got hungry and we ended up having to settle for like, what was it, Subway?
Yeah,
I was
we had
so
Subway.
disgusted. Okay, this is, wow, I don't know if I've ever pulled this card before. Batmom, Repairing the Veil. It's the card of forgiveness, card number 45. Forgiveness, making amends, recognition of our unity. Between us all is a thin veil appearing to be the space that separates us. We look through this veil and believe ourselves to be distinct from each other. We assume that our thoughts and feelings are our own. We see bodies and objects and the spaces between them, so we engage the world in relationships between a duality of us and them. This veil serves as a mysterious illusion, making it so hard to believe in our inherent connection and unity. We can't always remember that what we do to someone else, we at the same time do to ourselves. What's up, Chad?
I was just going to say that.
When we claw at the veil out of fear, anger, jealousy, or resentment, manipulate another, misuse our power, or allow someone's actions to diminish us, we create a wound felt by many, not just those of us in the smallest direct relationship. Now is the time to examine where your actions have caused difficulty or harm to someone else, and also where you have been the recipient of harm. Regardless of what side you're on, it's important to take responsibility for healing the rift by bringing love, compassion, deep listening, and presence to whatever is not in harmony. Do this for you and for your own liberty as you become an unwitting hostage once you take the role of perpetrator or victim. Both are positions of weakness. Chris Jarvis, what's up? 405er. Let go of all your resentments. Know your part in the dynamic and make the appropriate amends with that newfound wisdom and understanding. Healing, forgiveness, and mending what is broken in your world is a sweet, much-needed declaration of freedom. So I feel like this isn't so much about making amends as it is about forgiveness, because forgiveness doesn't have to equal reconciliation. But I'm also getting a message here, just like with Anne's, and I can already see a theme. And it's like the theme is always so close to what I'm dealing with energetically. Well, for the most part. Accepting your part in being the perpetrator. Obviously, you have a part in it if you perpetrated it, right? But also accepting your part in it when you're the victim. And I'm not saying to victim shame or blame. Sometimes we really are just the victim. But other times, you know, maybe we did something to this person to make them react that way. And again, it's a slippery slope, because I don't mean to say like we could actually make someone do something. I'm just saying maybe like if I unknowingly, unwittingly, and accidentally hurt somebody, and then 3 weeks later they want revenge and they come back around on me. Was I being insensitive? Do you know what I mean? I'm not talking about serious crimes here, guys, or anything like that. So, you know, sometimes people really are just victims. But what this card is saying is that you definitely should start thinking about offering forgiveness to people who have given you the deepest wounds in your life, Batmom. And it's not because there should be reconciliation. It's not because you should even be talking to the person. It's because you deserve to have that weight lifted off of your heart, off of your chest. And when all that stuff is lifted and pulled out of there, when you offer that forgiveness, again, they don't even have to know that it's being offered because it's for you. that leaves so much room for more love to come in and all of the higher vibrational energies. Guys, the sleepers have taken the damn collective over. Almost everyone I know, myself included, is going through a dark night of the soul right now. And 90% of us are going through the darkest night of the soul we've ever gone through. So there's something about to be said about that, right? The collective, our part of it, isn't being kind enough, maybe, isn't putting out enough light, isn't giving enough of ourselves. You know, myself included, I'm guilty of it. I'm wallowing in my own self-pity and misery and not, you know, staying consistent and doing what I need to do. And it's okay to take a moment, guys. But let's just remember, let's not get stuck there, because that is what the sleepers want. Chad, I'm so happy to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. I was just telling Steven yesterday that I actually really miss you guys, and I really miss you coming in and hanging out.
And I try to flip bird, but I've been running around the country.
He really has. Yeah, keep wrenching, and I'll definitely pull a card for you, for sure. So once I get back all my crystals and my inventory, I wanted to send out Samhain gifts, but this is just, I can't. I like literally can't. But I'm going to be sending out, I'm going to be raffling off Christmas boxes and stuff like that. We're going to have a good time this Christmas, guys. UFOlogists, what is up? And I know you are always in my prayers, and I will definitely, again, once I get all of my stuff back, I can send you a care package, and we're going to FaceTime hopefully next week, because again, I'm concerned with the correlation between everything that you did tell me in the email and everything that I responded that you didn't receive, which was some advice that, you know, it could be making you sick. So I would like to deal with that as soon as possible. Steven's going to leave, like I said, probably Tuesday, and then we'll try to make time maybe for next weekend or something, or whenever you're around. Do you remember not to always, what did you say? Go out and help everyone. Why? Listen, one night coming home from work at 1 a.m., there was a yellow Mustang along the side of the road. Blue Cross, which also, if Gemma is using an iPhone to send emails, check her send file. iPhones are notorious for holding sent emails in the send file and not send them.
I didn't even know that.
Yes. Okay. So I will definitely,
Yes.
can you write that down for me?
Yeah.
Check sent, because I didn't know that. And yes, I am definitely using, because it's weird. It's only like 2 people.
Send
check
file.
iPhone sent file. Yeah. It's only Brown Dwarf and Edna, but unfortunately it's like 2 people that are, one of
It
them
was weird because she was talking about, you did bring it up to me.
One of them's trying to help me tremendously, and the other one I'm trying to help tremendously. So again, that is the lower vibrationals in the collective just taking things over and making shit not work right. Who's next?
Eris Mana. Eris Mana, sorry.
I understood you. All right, Eris, let's use Ceccoli.
All right, Twas. I never say that right.
Who?
Tawaz. Yeah. No, Yaz.
Yuritsa.
Yeah. Yaza. Forget it.
Oh, Lara, you're so welcome. I appreciate all the donations you guys gave for the half price readings. It really came in handy this month, especially with everything going on. I totally appreciate you guys. The gifts, the love, the light, just the, like I really needed to lean on that light the past couple weeks, and I was able to. And, you know, yeah, mine is an older iPhone. I was going to turn around, and all of a sudden it was like stuck my phone in front of my face showing me what's going to happen. It showed me getting hit in the back of the head and being shot. Oh my gosh, are you serious?
What the heck? Wow.
Twice. I didn't go back. I listened. Well, I'm glad you did.
No doubt. That's wild.
Eris, you got card number 1. Denial. The world can be a mean, scary place. Sometimes you need to shut out all the ugliness and only give your attention to pleasant, pretty things. But you've been taking it too far. Don't cover your ears and deny reality. When you're in denial about your problems and hope they go away on their own, you may put yourself in danger. Even a small difficulty can easily become a real mess if you refuse to deal with it. Light, things are not nearly as bad as you feared. Don't exaggerate. And dark, pain and fear are helpful tools that alert you when something is wrong, so don't ignore them. So whether this has happened already or whether this is something that's coming in, and Batmom, that is exactly what I was going to say next. I feel like you could be feeling really overwhelmed, or whatever this is going to make you feel really overwhelmed this week. And I don't see you purposely denying the reality of the situation, but the fact of the matter is you're going to want to. And the universe, this is like a preemptive strike. Like, don't do that, because when you cover your ears to the overwhelming noise that is like the mess that's in your life, whatever's causing this, you're also covering your ears to the advice of the universe. And when you close your heart down to the pain and the heartbreak that others and the world can cause us and catch us completely unaware of it sometimes, like not even see it coming, we shut our heart to love. And when we feel all of these things, pain, heartache, sorrow, anger, rage, regret, shame, all of those lower vibrational feelings, our light starts literally dimming. And then we have nothing to shine out into the world. And it's always about giving rather than taking. See, I would rather give than have to take so much from you guys. So try to face the situation head on wherever the chips may fall. If you're in the right, you're in the right. If you're in the wrong, you're in the wrong. But the longer you shut it out and try not to deal with it, the worse it's going to end up for you in the long run, Eris. It was like watching an 8mm film, seeing what was going to happen. The place this happened at, I didn't find out until I got home. My son told me he saw the same exact setup in Richmond.
Wow.
So you probably would have. I mean, you definitely would have. You don't just receive downloads like that for no reason. And that was the universe opening up to you. And it's really good that you were alert and aware enough and confident enough to follow your gut and follow your intuition. So many times we ignore it because we don't want to believe what's coming in, right? Oh, that sounds crazy. There's no way that's going to happen. And then it happens. I'm really proud of you, and I'm really grateful that you're still here.
Yeah, exactly.
That you took that advice, you know? Be sure to thank the universe for
Big
sure.
time.
We must raise each other up out of the darkness, Black Dragon. I absolutely agree.
Yep.
Who's next, honey?
Smoochy.
Smoochy, smoochy.
Smoochy, smoochy.
I'm going to use the Light and Dreams.
Mary, you're next.
I got this Light and Dreams Oracle in the mall. I was there. My mom took my oldest son for some new clothes and sneakers and stuff for his birthday. He visited last week. He's admittedly a mama's boy and just wanted to see me. And it was so much fun. But I went into the crystal shop and it was all the same decks and just nothing really spoke to me. Even the stuff that was on my list in Amazon. I was like, it's on my list and like I could buy it. And then I saw this one. There was only one left and I was like, I must have it. So it's got to do us some good tonight. You got card number 28, Forget Me Not. Guys, don't forget, Super Chats are on, PayPal and Cash App donations. Always, always appreciated.
Your phone's dying. Well, you better plug her in.
Isn't it so nice to have him here? I'm so excited he came. I really am. Well, Smoochy, look at where we're at right now. It's 5 after 8 Eastern. So 5 after, that's what I'm doing your reading in case you miss it. Yes, on the rocks and in the soil, absolutely. It is always for your greater good. And I have learned recently, like I will never, ever ignore my intuition ever again. Like it'll never happen. I don't care if I look like a crazy person. I don't care if I alienate. Like I don't care. My intuition, my gut, my psychicness is always going to be front and center. And don't forget, guys, November 6th, I'll mention it again later, the Paraflix Network. If you don't want to get it, just get the free trial. They give a 3-day free trial. On November 6th, I'll be on the show Disembodied Voices. All right, Miss Smoochy, commit simple acts of kindness, empathy, giving, compassion, and connection. In this painting, I wanted to capture the moment of a small act of kindness. I imagine the girl as a Cinderella-type figure. She, too, might be down on her luck and at the beck and call of a wicked godmother or cruel stepsisters. Here, the chivalrous mouse, aware of the girl's plight, wishes to cheer her up by offering her a tiny bouquet of forget-me-nots. Every small act of kindness is an opportunity to have a positive impact on the lives of others. When we demonstrate kindness, we selflessly promote empathy, compassion, and a sense of connection. By making kindness a natural expression of who we are, we also improve our own happiness and self-esteem and help to liberate ourselves from selfishness, self-obsession, and isolation. 3 things in human life are important. The first is to be kind, the second is to be kind, and the third is to be kind. Thank you so much, Miss Pixie. So be kind, you know, and I think this is just a gentle reminder. Smoochie, I feel like this could be a calling for you, a calling card to pull you out of whatever lower vibrational energies are surrounding you. I do feel like there are other people who don't treat you very well. And it's not because you don't take, it's not because I believe that you would take crap from anybody, but I feel like it might be something that you're just used to by now. Like, this is just the way someone around you behaves. And you always end up either getting the brunt of it or having to clean it up. There's something here that, like, it affects you. But to you, it's just something that you do. And the universe is like, no more of that. Like, not only do we have to start being accountable, but we have to start calling people out. But with kindness, with grace. And also, this is to remember that the kinder you are to yourself, the kinder you're going to be to other people. And the kinder you are to other people, the kinder you're going to be to yourself. And the more kindness you put out there and the more love and respect and patience, grace, all that stuff, the more you're going to get in return. And I feel like the universe, Smoochie, is mainly the message that's coming in is trying to open your eyes to somebody treating you in a way that isn't right, that I think you've just become used to. Like, oh, that's just so-and-so. I'm going to have to clean that up. Or, oh, that's just how so-and-so is. And it's like, no, it's not acceptable to be unkind or manipulative or anything like that. Law of attraction? Absolutely. On the rocks and in the soil, Michael. Thank you so much.
Okay, Larry.
Black Dragon, I like that. Believe in yourself and trust yourself, but most of all, love yourself. Absolutely. Larry, let's do magic of you.
No, I do not like mine. He really messed my laptop.
Oh, you're in there as me.
Yeah.
Okay.
YouTube
I
doesn't
don't
let
care.
me do anything. Well, on my PC, I have YouTube separate. I have it all on a different screen. This I can't do.
That's
that
okay.
way.
You're doing fine.
I'm all biscuit.
And Mike J, you're always kind until it's time to not be kind. And that's okay, but it's kind of like there's always a time for kindness. And if there's not anymore, then that person, that relationship, whatever it is, shouldn't even be a part of your life. Like, once you start feeling like there's no room for kindness, you shouldn't be in that situation or relationship anymore.
Oh, Tony, never doubt your intuition. If it smacks you in the face, you better listen. Well,
what it is with Tony, I think we were discussing, is that if you really feel someone needs help, you'll put yourself in jeopardy. I think that was the conversation. And if not, then that's what I'm getting right now. So I'm so glad. And I'm so glad you learned that lesson.
Yeah, it's important. Believe me, instinct is a key. It's an important thing to have.
Like I said, I will never ignore it again. Never. All right. Larry, liberation, free yourself. And it's card number 13 in the Magic of You deck.
I do not like this setup.
You're doing fine, though.
I know. I'm already being hard on myself.
All right, Larry. Liberation is the codependency card. It's time to liberate yourself from toxic people who might have been soft and seductive in life once, but who are now smothering you. The girl of liberation was once seduced by the soft embrace of the swan, but now its deathly gaze signifies all life is gone, and she is trapped by its snake-like coils, crushing her essence. It's time to unwind the tentacles. Yes, Lara. Yes, we are. That are wrapped around you, be they those of lovers, family members, any people with intimate access to you. Recognize who is lifting you and who is pulling you down. The tentacles might also be that of a job or a learning environment. It is time to move on when liberation appears. In a situation of codependency, remember you are holding each other back. So although you may feel that you owe it to another to stay and continue, liberation reminds you that it's not only you who's being held back, it's the other person too. Take action and free yourself and them. Now, Larry, I don't know what your romantic relationship status is, but I'm getting that this is most likely not the kind of codependency we're talking about here. And you guys know sometimes the messages that I get don't exactly correlate to or correspond with the cards. So what I'm getting here for you, Larry, is there is someone in your life who you've become dependent on for either insight or, to lean on, or there's something there that this person was giving you. And I just really see you venting, to be honest. I see, pleasant conversations in my head, soft voices, maybe even some meditation. So this could be a spiritual teacher. It's definitely not me, because what I'm about to say next is not me. I see this person. I don't want to say they're a fraud, but I see them as like, now it's like they feel like you should have already learned everything. So why are you still bothering them? Like it wasn't like a friendship for them. It was like a business thing, whoever this is. And that's like a really crappy thing to say. But I feel like you already know who this person is. And I feel like no matter how hard it's going to be to kind of dismiss them, fire them, or just kind of walk away from the relationship, I feel like you're definitely going to be better off in the long run, because this is going to end up being a smothering and financially draining situation here, and I worry about you guys, worry about all of you, Larry, I consider you a friend and I don't want to see this happen to you. So if you could just look into your heart, look into your gut, follow that intuition as to who you may think could be pulling away from you a lot lately when you really need them and stuff like that for seemingly no reason. Maybe you should be the one to be like, okay, I need a break from this. I'm going to go and find my own path and whatever else is necessary. I just feel a very icky person around you. Their energy is icky. I don't know how else to put it, is that they're like very like, I already taught you that, or like, we talked about that 1,000 times. And like, if somebody's put out by your venting and opening up to them and giving them those parts of you, then they don't deserve to be in your life.
Nope.
At all. Especially, I know you're always there and you're kind and generous, and you just deserve a lot better than that. And again, I don't think it's romantic, and I see a lot of spirituality surrounding it. And I know you're on a very grand scale search for answers. So I just want to be sure that, one of these people who you've brought in or about to bring in isn't going to end up screwing you over in that way.
Okay, Janet's next, but she's not answering. Jeanette, I'm at. So I'm asking Dragon if he likes to be last. So
Black Dragon, I like that, and I really resonate with that right now. We make sacrifices to protect those who are close to us, but we never realize what we had sacrificed until it's too late. And that is so right on. Absolutely. Perfect message. Very good. Larry, I'm glad you understand that.
Okay, we're going to, since he likes being, yes, I'd like to be last. Okay. We're going to go ahead and do Blue Crossroads and Shauna.
All right. Blue Crossroads, I'm going to use the Shaman's Dream.
Put Janet on hold in case she comes back.
So I usually use Dove dry shampoo for anyone that cares. And today I cheaped out for like $2 less and bought Not Your Mother's Clean Freak dry shampoo. It smells completely and totally of chemicals, and it didn't work. So I know, he totally took over my stream.
I couldn't resist.
No, I'd rather him be in the chat because I can't sometimes. Nut slap. Yes. Together at last in the fart chair.
The fart chairs. I was trying not to move too much.
It
She
happens all
farts,
the
her
time.
chair farts louder than mine. Mine don't fart. I got the silent but deadly.
Gathering around the power of community. I did Blue Crossroads first. I'm sorry, Shauna. I'm not thinking. The power of community, being safe and secure, and allowing help. Blue Crossroads, there are times when you need positive reinforcement from others. Perhaps your journey has made you tired just before reaching the proverbial finish line, where your friends await to cheer your arrival. Know this, you're not alone, regardless of whether you think and or feel you are. People gather around to help with your next step as you bring it forth from the cosmos into the beauty of life. You see that? How fortuitous. There has never been another you before, and you have a unique relationship with your friends, family, communities, and all those who gather to help you in the unseen realms. Now is the time to allow assistance from others. Ask for it and trust that you will receive it. You are safe and secure right now in this moment, truly supported in your beautiful, amazing, complicated life. You are heard by angels, witnessed by the divine, and loved. Yes, loved now and always by life itself. Whatever your query, you will find the help you need to achieve what you desire, and you will not have to do this alone. Count on it. So, screens are around the wrong way. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't necessarily feel like you don't want to ask for help or feel like you can't ask for help. I do see a group of really loving, caring people surrounding you, whether they're blood relatives or just very good friends, loved ones, etc. I feel like you think that you have to take everything on yourself and you have to, be there for everyone else and help them figure it out. But when it comes time for you to need help figuring something out, that you can handle it. And the universe is saying, not this time. So whatever this is, whether it's already started or whether it's coming in this week or in the next couple of weeks, reach out, ask for help. And you don't have to call and say, hey, I need your help, or hey, lady, I need your help, whatever. Hey, girl, but you could just, express a question that you might need an answer to, if you want someone's opinion, things like that. I just feel like you're taking on too much on your own, and you really don't have to, because all the people that you've helped, I mean, even in this community, but the people around you too, they're all ready, willing, and able to assist you. So go about it however you want, but don't try to get through whatever this is that's coming in alone. It's not that you won't be able to do it, but I feel like it's going to really weaken your light and your energy if you try. And also I'm getting something with patience. Like your patience is going to be tested more if you try to deal with this whole thing alone. All right, Miss Shauna.
It's so weird sitting here beside her. Now I kind of know how Damien felt sitting here. It's just weird, and then on top of that, being as far away as I've been, and then to sit right beside her and then see everything. She puts a lot into this.
He didn't realize it. I jumped up at like 6:50 and I'm like, oh my God, we got to go. And he's like, we have time. And I'm like,
no. Then I end up being the one that slowed this down.
Well, Tony, it's not the actual shampoo. It's just like I didn't get to wash my hair in the past 2 days. And I normally go a day or two because you shouldn't overwash. And I literally just dyed it because I know you guys care so much. So sometimes I'll spray in some Dove dry shampoo and it just really makes my hair look super clean when I haven't had a chance to wash my hair, or when I'm trying to save the dye and not have to re-dye in a month. But this one, oh my gosh, like it reeked. I think I even covered it on Budget Home and Beauty when I used to do that. And I went back to it because all my, a lot of my belongings are not here yet. So I didn't realize how much the smell, it was so chemical and my hair still looks oily and gross. So popping in to say hi, it's Ghost Dragon still in Dirty Jersey. Yes, he is until Wednesday. He's with me, or Tuesday. He's with me at Mom's. All right, Miss Shauna, Delana waits.
They got me locked in the basement. No.
Do you know his father told his son that he was actually concerned that we were going to lock him in the basement?
It was a joke.
I got to show you guys next week the paintings his dad painted. He painted them and then he gave them to me. I think I was telling you guys last time he's like a super talented painter.
He's not that talented. He's just a guy that paints. He's no worse than me. But it's not bad for a guy who...
Thank you, Miss Lara.
For a guy who's colorblind, he does pretty good.
Yeah, blue hair on it. He was just saying that. It definitely does. But in a great way.
It is kind of weird, but it was so good to be here. And they've been so sweet to me.
My mom, if anyone puts him in the basement, it's going to be my mom. She's just like, eat, eat.
She's like, feed everywhere. Food, here, eat food. I'm like, no.
All right. Dorothy Gale, Shauna. My story. I was boring in Gray, Kansas with my little dog Toto. A twister dropped my house into the magical land of Oz. The good witch Glinda told me to follow the yellow brick road to get to Emerald City where the wizard lived. I met incredible people along the way. At the end of my adventures, I found out that I had the power to go back home just by clicking the heels of my magically ruby slippers, and also that home was, after all, the best place to be in. The message: sometimes you think you have to search far away for what is just in your own backyard, and sometimes you have to be far away from home and far away from the ones you love to realize how much you love them all. I'm going to cry. Discover new lands, follow colored brick roads, meet interesting people, but keep in mind that your true home is always where your heart is. Home is your only real quest. So, Shauna, I feel like a sense of longing inside of you. Okay, I feel a sense of put blue hair on for. She's gonna have to leave really soon.
Yes, I'm gonna put her in.
I'm feeling a sense of longing in your energy, and I don't know if you're feeling this yet, or if like something's going to come up where you feel the need to either travel or you feel the need to reach out to someone who maybe did you wrong and see how they're doing. There's just this longing, this internal desire and an absolute need to do whatever this is. And the universe is saying it's okay for you to do that, but don't forget that home is where your heart is. And don't forget to be grateful for everything you have at home. I don't feel so much that you're envious or jealous of anybody, but I feel like there could be something about someone, like someone has something that you're either working so hard toward or that they were just given at birth that you wish you had. There's something there that the universe wants to remind you, like, don't worry, you'll get there. And what you're going to have is going to be so much more authentic because you worked so hard for it. It could even be good health, you know? And again, it's not this like miserable, like, oh, I hate this person because they're healthy or they're healthier than me or whatever it is. Just don't forget to remember that you've worked really hard to get where you are, and you have a really amazing group of loved ones and friends that surround you all the time. So if you feel the need to, you know, go on a mini staycation or by yourself, or if you feel the need to, you know, whatever it is, the universe is saying, go ahead and do it, but don't get so caught up that you forget what you had in the first place.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do blue. Yeah, it's been funny because we've been go between the signing and everything. We were on the road a lot. It's pretty wild. I drove here 8 hours, slept, got up, drove more 8 hours, but it was fun.
Well, he didn't actually get up and drive more 8 hours. He drove an hour and a half and then there and then an hour and a half back.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad.
Blue hair on. It's difficult for him though too, because the roads, the highways, everything is much different than it is in rural Ohio. I mean,
it's definitely different.
Is this the first time you've ever had Jersey pizza?
Yes, actually it is.
And Burger 25.
The Burger 25 was good. I liked it a lot. Now, hopefully we get to try some more. We had Taco Bell today.
That was just to get something in our bellies until Mom cooked us
and then she made homemade
dinner.
Scalloped and potatoes. I was in heaven.
I call them au gratin. Scalloped has ham.
Well, okay, au gratin.
My mom calls them scallop too, and I'm always like, Mom, it's au gratin. Cheese. They're my favorite thing. One of the most favorite things my mom makes though. Okay, so blue heron, you got card number 23, my favorite and most luckiest number, and it's the card of thought vibrations, resonant choices, and signature signals. And you have your reading coming up too. The eternal battle between North and South Jersey.
I'm not going to bring up the pork roll.
It's Taylor Ham. I saw all these shirts and I'm like, why does it say pork roll? And I'm like, oh, I'm in South Jersey. It drives me nuts. But yes, I should actually do that. I should get him a Taylor mac and cheese. All right, girl. So it's in the upright position. Like a satellite in space, your mind is sending and receiving signals in every direction. The vibrations of your thoughts and beliefs never cease projecting and receiving. This is a very real energetic influence on what you attract and manifest, a powerful force in your present and future happiness. It's easy to say that your cognitive patterns create your reality, but how much do you really think about your ongoing thought process? This card is telling you that you now have the power to bring much more positivity and self love into your own thinking. In fact, your mental power is growing more than ever. Consciously send out clear and attractive signature signals, and the world will return your loving messages to you. Your affirmation for this week: I always have power over my thoughts. I release negative thinking and choose to trust in my resourcefulness and to have faith in my soul. This is something I talk about with you guys often, and that's being consciously aware of your energetic vibration, as much as possible throughout the day. Because you could start off thinking something completely positive. Like, today is going to be the most amazing day ever. And then within 5 minutes, you're stuck in traffic and you're thinking, dang, now I'm going to be late for work. Bam, you put the thought out there, you're probably going to be late for work. The universe bounces it right back. And then it's like, oh man, my client's going to be really angry. Bam, you put, and you started out thinking you were going to have this amazing day, but because, one little thing triggered it, and you don't realize you're thinking that way. You're still smiling. You're still listening to your favorite music and feeling super positive. But your mind completely escaped what you're feeling physically. It happens to me all the time. And I have to rein myself back in when I start thinking doom and gloom and, nothing's going to work right. And nothing's going to, why is this happening to me? And all those things, when really I'm smiling and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to stay positive. There has to be something good that comes out of this. But my thoughts are like belying what I'm saying out loud. And that's why we really need to be aware of our emotional vibration. What are we actually feeling? And does it match what we're thinking and putting out there? I always say fake it till you make it. And a lot of people don't like that because they think it's being inauthentic. But if I tell you the things that I've gained in my life, the beautiful, amazing things by faking it until I made it, I mean, so many. I don't even know if I'd be able to count them on one hand. And Blue Heron, what this is saying is, though you're behaving in a positive way or trying to, your thoughts are kind of belying that. So try to be more conscious of those runaway thoughts, because runaway thoughts are still, in fact, thoughts, and you're still putting that negativity out there. The universe is also telling you through this card that this week you're going to be manifesting things very quickly, positive and negative. So be sure this week to practice being consciously aware of your emotional vibration as much as you can. If you have to check in with yourself every half hour, set an alarm for sure.
Okay, perfect is next.
Perfect.
I mean, they're talking about food and all these Italian places and all the places, and it's making me hungry. Now, see, I'm a hot pretzel guy. And there's a place in Ohio that's kind of tucked away by where I live that makes the best homemade hot pretzels that anybody can have. And I'm not going to tell what anybody is at because you have to order.
All right, who is this?
This is Perfect Imperfection.
Miss Perfect Imperfection. Like Mae West said, if you got it, flaunt it. If you ain't, fake it.
That's
I
right.
like it. I know you do, Blue Heron. And your personal bonus reading, you'll have Monday or Tuesday. I want to say Tuesday at the latest.
If things are calm tomorrow, I'll try to get her to do some things tomorrow.
Well, if things are calm tomorrow, I'm going to be doing some things.
Yeah.
It's just, we got to see how the day goes.
She
All
might
right.
have to chain me up in the backyard, but we'll be fine. She'll get some work done.
You got the card of hell. It's the card of concealment, not the card of the Christian hell. She's a goddess. Out with the old, make room for new. It's sad, but something all must do. From out of the closet, make a stance. No need to hide. Now take that chance. By the power of the dark goddess in me, protection in place, blessed be. It's not easy to be imprisoned within this toxic space you have created around you, is it? You have been in this place for so long now, you've forgotten how you even got to be this way. Disruption, changes, and stress in your earlier years have taken their toll, and you find it hard to part with anything of yours, whether it's of value or not. A closet clutterer you have become, causing much anxiety as you try in vain to let go of anything that has become a security blanket for you. Hell has come to help you to understand that less is best. Hell warns you of addiction to consuming unhealthy substances and a habit of overspending, for it will not fill the emptiness you feel inside. This card should be mine right now. She reminds you to be bold, to let go, and make some space for the new energies that are wishing to enter your life right now for the better, but cannot. It's time for a spring clean, girl, even though it's almost November. Get rid of any clutter and energize your home. Open windows and let in the fresh air. Don't keep anything you don't want simply because you feel like you quote unquote should, just to please someone else. Only you know what it is you are hiding. Take steps to overcome anything that is not allowing you to feel free. So, not accusing you of being a drug addict, but you could be addicted to something right now. And that could be an emotional thing as well. While I do encourage all of you to do a spring cleaning right now, I encourage you guys once a season. And I think the last one we did was in August. So it's coming around November. Let's do a spring cleaning. Clean out clutter. Make sure you smudge your home with sage, Palo Santo, even incense, Palo Santo and frankincense oil. You know what I mean? Get that air cleared out. Say your prayers or your chants, right? Perfect imperfection. Another thing that I'm getting here, though, is clutter as far as like feelings and emotions. It's like I see this confusion of like not being able to distinguish one from the other, like not even knowing if you're happy or sad because you might possibly be indifferent. I feel like you don't even realize sometimes a lot of your misery because you're trying so hard to paint this picture of happiness. That's just one example. For instance, say you're in an abusive relationship. Just say, I'm not saying that's what's happening, but example. Say you're in an abusive relationship, but on Facebook, everyone thinks you're married to the perfect man. So when you look back at those memories, you're like, oh my gosh, like, how could I ever think of leaving him? Look how perfect we are. But you're forgetting that that was a lie because, you know, the night before he beat you up, or like, you know what I mean? I don't mean to be so nonchalant about violence. I'm only trying to get the point across that you may be lying to yourself about something. So what you can do is do some hatha yoga. I'll mention it again to you guys because it's working wonders for me. But also maybe some chakra alignment if you have the time and are able to go to an energy healer. If not, look up on YouTube, honestly. Look through a few videos, see if you can resonate with one where you can do it yourself, maybe an emotional cord cutting. There is something here, something emotional that you're holding onto, like it's some kind of crutch, and it's preventing you from being set free. It's some kind of pain. Like you're reminiscing on happy times that you've had with someone, only they weren't really happy times. It's like you're telling yourself that to give yourself comfort, and it's time to pull out of that. That might be confusing, but I think you're going to know what I'm talking about.
Your next person is on the rock and in the soil.
Tony the Rock Film said, my mom's sister married into an Italian family. Let's put it this way. They know people. I'm from Jersey. My stepdad and my mom were together for 32 years. So while my mom is not Italian, she cooks like one and she feeds you as though she were one. I'm sorry, who was it?
On the rocks. Okay. And in the soil.
Let's do angels and ancestors.
Poor Nightmare's having problems with stone.
Yes, Kirby's. I can actually tell you when I'm going to be doing that. It's going to be Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm going to sit back down at my computer. I'm going to start checking emails every day if possible because I do have the extra time now. And I want to make the most of it. And also it'll help pull me out of this depression, or not depression, out of this sadness. All right, Michael Godbolt. Shield Maiden, make plans and focus. And just so you guys know, and I think you already do, is there's no gender assigned to the cards. Hi, Madison. Have a plan or strategy in place before moving forward. The Shield Maiden is the female knight in shining armor. In Viking traditions, women were seen as equal to men, and so joined them on their raids and fought with them on the battlefield. In this deck, the Shield Maiden brings a fiercely feminine energy, the power to be a warrior while retaining feminine sensitivity. She is ready to put her plan into action. She's ready to go into battle. Her medicine helps us move beyond any unsettled feelings when our plans start to take shape and follow through with our strategies in order to be where we want to be. Shield Maidens worked together in times gone by to create shield walls of protection, so she also shows us how to work with others in order to bring our plans to fruition. Taking some time to assess what your next steps will be. All great warriors have a plan. You are a sensitive being, and if you are not prepared for the tasks you are taking on, you could end up feeling exposed and helpless. The ancestor guidance that is coming to you now is a reminder that you have a warrior's heart and that you have it within you to be more prepared and focused than you have been recently. So have a strategy in place and then let your guides support you as you move forward. So on the rocks, what this is basically saying is a huge opportunity is coming in for you, whether it's something that you created or something that's actually being offered to you. Don't let fear of being unprepared stop you, because the universe wants you to accept this opportunity or wants you to move forward with it. Okay. And that's going to be this week or next week. By the second week of November, you will know what this is if you don't already. The universe is saying, again, that fake it till you make it type energy, but taking it a step further to planning, being prepared. The minute you know don't turn it down because you feel like you're not going to be able to do it, but don't take it on while feeling like you can't do it. Like, say, yes, I can do that. And then keep telling yourself you can do it and make a plan and go with it. Because even if the plan isn't 100% correct, it's still better than walking into the darkness.
Nothing goes as planned, but never give up.
Right. Like, having a plan in place is going to help you succeed in whatever endeavor this is. And the universe really wants you to take whatever this opportunity is and completely turn it on its head, make it your own, embrace it, and be willing to make mistakes, but also, more importantly, be willing to learn from those mistakes. That is always the universal lesson.
Sure. Yeah. And Aunt Edna, you're next.
Oh my God, I'm not going to lie. I'm crying. And I do have addiction issues, relationship issues, health issues. Mental health is a mess. I might have cervical cancer. So yeah, this card hit home. Oh, wow. I'm always here if you need to talk. Just email me, or if you have my phone number, message me. But like I tell everyone else, especially right now, just be super patient with me. I'm doing the best I can.
Yeah, just don't give up. Got to keep some kind of faith. That's the key. Okay.
Hi, New England Dirt Roadie.
Hey, New England.
Thank you for stopping
I know
in.
you're not too late.
No, he said he can't hang out tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, I can get you in if you want. So just let us know and I'll fit you in.
Good pull.
Okay, Aunt Edna.
All right, Miss Aunt Edna. Yeah, and I'm feeling divine circus for you tonight.
We'll do New England next, so we can get a reading.
I'm sorry, what?
We'll do New England next.
All right, New England, you're next after Aunt Edna, honey.
So stay put for a second, let her finish Aunt, and we'll get taken care of.
Tiger Angel, Aunt Edna, card number 4. Perfect pull, too. Aunt Edna, the universe needs you. It needs your strength, your guiding hand, your devotion, your goodness, and your protection. This was in my reading this week. There are people, projects, ideas, and hopes that need your encouragement, your optimism, and your nurturing. You have helpful healing power in you. Be confident enough to be gentle, and your inner power shall uplift and protect many in this world, keeping them safe and inspiring them to trust in love. We all have moments where we wonder if we're doing such a great job at this game of life. The idea of helping others might appeal, and yet when we have our moments of struggle in our own lives, we may question whether or not we are a good candidate to protect, guide, and nurture others. When the desire to create a positive contribution to the world exists in your heart, you must remember that such desire was placed there on purpose for your life purpose. The universe knows what you're capable of and believes in you. Even though you don't always realize it, you have the light of an angel and the fierceness of a tiger within you. You are capable of so much more than you even realize. One of your spiritual gifts is the art of invisible influence. This empowers you to guide others without breaking the spirit of those you lead. You don't need to tell others what to do or how to be. You can simply hold a vision of them in your heart, a vision that sees them being and becoming all they can be. Your influence becomes powerful in the lives of others based on how you choose to live. Even if you don't say a word, your presence assists. Maybe your invisible influence extends to your family, your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, your clients, etc. It might even be the world at large you're helping simply through how you choose to think and be in your own life. There is a truth in your heart, the truth that knows every being is loved and deserves to feel safe and live their life in freedom and in truth. Your adherence to this truth can tame even the most fearful and resistant thoughts within you and in the people around you. Remembering the ability you have to calm the heart and empower the soul creates a feeling of security within you. Your invisible influence also helps all beings to remember that there is no need for fear and that together we can create a world where all creatures are happy and free. So I feel like, and you know what this card is talking about, right? I feel like you already know by now the invisible influence you have on others, but I do feel like you could be questioning it as of late. I feel like you could be looking at something in your own life and feeling that you're not worthy, so to speak, to be giving advice about something that you feel you're failing in. But the fact of the matter is, as long as you're trying, and as long as people are coming to you, then you know what you're talking about. You have honed this gift of invisible influence. I know you have it. I definitely have it too. And it's something that we sometimes have to come to terms with, because when we are dealing with our own mess and we just feel like we just can't take on anyone else's stuff, and then someone comes to us with something that breaks our heart and we have to get involved, I know for me, that's when I feel most alive. Even when I'm hurting more than I've ever been in my whole life, to give encouragement and strength and grace to someone and tell them they're worthy and they deserve forgiveness. But the problem is I never say those things to myself. And when others say them, I probably am not going to believe them. I feel like this is the universe and Edna telling you you are worthy. You were given the gift for a reason. Don't stop counseling people. Even if it's just counseling of you giving your friend who keeps coming to you for advice. Don't ever be silenced by your own thoughts and fears, right? Don't ever let your own doubts about yourself silence you, because you have such an amazing gift. And there are people that need your help right now that are coming to you for this help right now. Don't ever doubt your ability. That's just a reassurance from the universe there. All right, who was next?
We're going to do New England next. So
New England Dirt Roadie. I'm using the wisdom of the House of Night. Of course you miss Jersey. I am Jersey. Come on. Forget about it. Group hug, right?
I listen to coffee every morning.
Fluffy.
Coffee.
Not
sorry. I'm sorry.
I know, but you're trying to mock the way I say it, and you say it completely opposite.
I know. I'm just going to shut up now.
The wisdom of the House of Night. Do you have a specific deck? I usually don't take requests, but if you do, I'd be more than happy to oblige. No way, Jarvis, are you kidding?
Yes.
A Christmas Story Part 2?
Yes. What? You see they're making a Constantine too.
All right. You got the card of Fragment, New England, and it's card number 15. Not seeing everything, and that's in front of you. Sometimes it seems that life is split into so many parts, all of them separate and difficult to bring together. Family, friends, work, study, activities can all seem unrelated to each other. My child, you are always whole. Even if at times things feel separated and fragmented, that's only an illusion. Choosing this symbol reminds you that all the moving parts of your life are important. If the one you're asking about seems confusing, focus on the one that brings you clarity. Be here now and know that I, Nyx, love you and see you as beautiful and whole, regardless of how disconnected things may seem. Also, remember to take a step back when you're trying to understand something. You may be looking at only a piece of a giant puzzle, a fragment of the truth. See the bigger picture through my eyes, and no matter what, all will be well. So, okay. You're definitely not. See, I feel like you know what the bigger picture is here, but it's not being shown to you. Like, you're just waiting for someone to stop being a liar or to stop keeping whatever this is from you, because lying by omission is in fact lying. Okay. The universe and the goddess Nyx, the goddess of the night, is definitely reassuring you right now that like your intuition's on point. Okay. You are right about whatever it is you're thinking. Kind of like, I'm getting the feeling of like you walk into a room and like everyone just stops. So like everyone knows something, but you don't. And you know that everyone knows. And you're pretty sure you know what it is too. But you're just like, all right, I'll just sit here and smile through your BS and pretend that I believe you, because eventually you're going to come clean, right? You've got to come clean. I mean, guilt, shame, all that stuff. Does it not affect whoever this is? Maybe it doesn't. But keep that in mind when you start to feel down about your situation. You do know what's going on, and you can make forward movement or have forward movement in your life without this person or these people coming clean to you, because you do already know. I feel like you could be maybe feeling some negative emotions surrounding this, and the universe is saying, why? Why would you feel these negative emotions surrounding this when you already know that you're not seeing the full picture? You're not being given the full truth or shown the whole picture. You have no words. Oh my God, that is amazing from the very first sentence. Good. I love when they resonate like that. Makes me so angry when I know they're lying to my face. I take it as disrespect and will never trust that person again. Yes. Samesies.
Good night, on the rocks. Have a good evening.
Good night.
Kirby 100 is next. And I believe they are still here.
All right, let's use the mythical goddess. Yeah, and definitely me too. And the one person that I kept giving the benefit of the doubt to over and over and over again is the one person who screwed me the most, as though I had been the one, doing all those horrible things. And then I have to be the one who has to feel all this and come to terms with it in the end, because that person was lying anyway, right? So they don't care. They can look me in my face and smile and hug me and tell me they love me, but no, they're lying. All right, Kirby's, you got Mother Mary, the card of sacrifice, card number 12. Well, New England Dirt Roadie, I am very, very glad that we were on point with that.
That was.
Because that's a good card, card about following your intuition and knowing that you know. You don't need the other person to come clean. You don't have to wait for that. Blue Heron, I do. Hit me up. Mother Mary, Queen of Heaven and Creator of Life, Mother of God and Savior of the world, is the powerful and helpful, compassionate mother of the Christian faith. She exemplifies personal sacrifice that others may benefit. Mother of Light and Star of the Sea, Mary embodies patience and knowing that everything will be resurrected in due time. She surrenders to cycles of suspension and limbo, knowing that all is well, regardless of appearance. Robed in beauty and accompanied by the dove of purity and good news, Mary is serene in her knowing that through self-sacrifice and perseverance, all will be righted. She is grace personified, the yielded element of water, wholly aligned with spirit. Mother Mary is there for you when you descend into the dark night of the soul. She is the internal compass that points your way. She teaches you to surrender to spirit during times of stasis, that your obstacles and karmic burdens can be met with patience and grace. Mary brings ascension from the illusion of death and teaches that through sacrifice comes rebirth and ultimate achievement. So what the universe is saying is, yes, you're sacrificing a lot right now, or you could feel overwhelmed or overburdened by the sacrifices that you feel like you need to make. But Mother Mary is saying you're doing all this, whether you realize it or not, for some sort of spiritual advancement. And it is a lot to take on. And when you feel that burden's too much, just speak that into the universe. Like, I need guidance. I need reassurance, I need humility. I need strength, whatever it may be that you feel like you're needing, you just ask the universe for it, because right now there is major change and transformation coming into your life, but it's coming through the form of, there's resurrection and transformation coming into your life, but it's coming through the form of a major change. Basically, completely severing ties with someone, or, turning your back on a relationship once and for all. These are not easy things to do. So whatever this is very, very hard. And again, it feels like you're the only one doing the sacrificing. And even if you are the only one doing the sacrificing, Herbies, the universe is saying that's even better because all the more you're going to be rewarded. This is the white dove of peace. I call it the Jesus dove. Okay. So whenever it gets to be too much, just speak it out there. If you believe in Mother Mary, if you believe in Jesus, then pray. But if you don't, that's okay. Try to meditate. Gaia, actually, I found it last night. I'm going to try it tonight, has audio meditations with visual for beginners. So it put me, or should put me into a state of meditation, a meditative state that much quicker. So try to do audio and video meditations if that's your thing. Either way, lay your burden on the universe, okay? You are sacrificing a lot, absolutely, but the things that you're sacrificing are for the greater good and for your greater advancement. If you look around and see like, man, I'm the only one out of these 10 people I'm working with here that's sacrificing anything, but A, B, and C is going to get the promotion, then that promotion wasn't for you. If you feel like you're losing something by these sacrifices, you're not. Whatever you're losing is supposed to have been lost to make room for what is supposed to be in your life, for contractual fulfillment to come in. Keep sacrificing.
Okay.
Let us know what you think of it. I sure will.
We're going to go ahead. Eric, you're still here, right? Eric M. Yeah. Eric M. Wait. Did we get? Yeah, we got Manus. Eris. So Eric M is next. I believe Mike J's in and out. So, Mr. Behold.
Is Eric here, though?
That's what I'm trying to find out. I'm so used to having my other chat.
I know, it's okay.
And if he's not Brown Dwarf, you're next.
Okay, you just said if Eric's not here, then it's going to be
Brown
Dwarf.
So if Eric doesn't show up, Eric M, we're going to do Brown Dwarf.
So I'm going to do Brown Dwarf, who is still here. And if Eric comes in, I'll pull his card. Brown Dwarf, I am using the Halloween Oracle for you.
All right.
Larry A, yeah, me too, when I was able to do it. And now that I am able to do it whenever I want, it's like I'm all of a sudden lazy with it. Like I'm so afraid deep down inside, even though I don't readily admit it all the time, of advancement. It's like I can't wrap my head around the concept of success.
Right.
And I put things off and I procrastinate. But guys, I've finally come to realize it's not because I have a fear of failure. I have a fear of success.
And some people do.
But not anymore. I mean, and that's all me. I can't blame that on anyone else. Put that on anyone else. You're putting me to sleep. It's just relaxing. Oh, what is this? That's interesting.
What was that?
Circus card. They were laying next to each other, so they probably got smushed in.
Maybe something was trying to tell you something.
All right. Brown Dwarf. Let's do this, huh? Winter. The sacredness of pausing. Another person who's going to go through some major transformation or already is. And I've got to tell you, the opportunity that you're offering me is amazing. And as soon as I get all of my stuff back here, I'm going to make enough inventory to send it out to you and we'll work out the details. I'm just trying to see what that looks like right now. So, but I'm going to text you more about that. Like I said, when Steven leaves and I throw myself into work. I'm actually using Halloween. There was just a circus card in there. Lightly I step, for the earth falls asleep, a lullaby to rest and pause, the soul's secrets to keep. Death is frightening even though, or perhaps because, it is inescapable. However, as we move into winter, we know it signals a literal and metaphysical death. In some parts of the planet, the extreme weather means snow and ice buries all life and the ground lies fallow and still. In winter, the earth slows down and there is less light and often more wet weather. Many plants die back, many animals are less active, and traditionally, it was a leaner, more difficult time for those who worked on the land for their living. Winter often brought with the end of a life cycle, a figurative or literal death. winter often brought with it the end of a life cycle, a figurative or literal death. Should the winter card appear to you, it's time to let what no longer serves you die away, or it seems natural and right to let things that have been bothering you for some time die back. Take real action to change those things. Anything that is superfluous, extra, and burdensome, release it. And I think that's good advice for all of us, Brown Dwarf. I feel like there are definitely some things right now that are overwhelming you, that are frustrating you, that you've been working on and like trying to deal with for so long. You're just like, what is the point of this? And instead of telling you, carry on, keep fighting the good fight, the universe is telling you, you're absolutely right. There is no point anymore. Let it go. And the quicker you do that, the quicker your life is going to turn into the spring of your life, and things are going to start to be reborn, rebirth. This whole transcendence, or this whole transcendent moment, right? It's almost a sacred thing right now that's happening. No.
Okay.
People, places, things, relationships, situations, jobs, right? Whatever it may be, who or whatever it may be that no longer is serving you, walk away, cut ties, and do it without really a second thought. It's okay to mourn or miss someone, or mourn or miss a relationship and look back. But again, we can't look back through the lens, rose-colored lenses, because there's a reason we walked away from it. There's a reason. This is not something that's being taken from you, though. So that's really important about this. What I'm seeing is like, this is a test from the universe. And if you pass it, you're going to have incredible offers, opportunities, tons of love and light coming into your life. Otherwise, you're going to stay stagnant in the dark with who or whatever this is. Walk away, give up the fight. You've outgrown it. It's no longer serving you, whether it be a person, relationship, situation, etc. We did have a good dinner. Thank you, Dargo. Yeah. Hilton, if you need a reading, if you feel like you're going to have to leave or fall asleep because it's so late, definitely let us know.
Yeah, we can slide you.
Who's next?
Mike Roberts.
Mike, I'm going to use the Magic of You Oracle. I can't forget I have these over here. I keep forgetting to look over there.
You got these right here.
All right, Mike, let's see what we got here. Always insightful and powerful at Gemma Jade. Much appreciated. Thank you. You're very welcome. It's not me. It is the universe, but I do appreciate you recognizing the messenger. Smoochie, I'm working on it, baby. I'm working on it.
I'm even looking. I look every time I get a chance.
No, I told you we're going to make our own. We're going to call it Smoochie Sasquatch, or like Smoochin' Sasquatch or something.
But I do look for them every time I get in.
I actually do too. Okay, Mike, you got paradisiacal. You belong to paradise.
Oh, Mike, you're magic. It's always magical.
Trust your innate goddess and expect the best. That is what is being attracted to you in this time of your being. It's time to relax and enjoy your own blossoming. Self-love is a popular term and always worth exploring deeply. Unconditional self-love is even more gratifying to explore. The girl of paradisiacal has stopped fighting herself. The sweetly scented white petals framing her face are her surrender flags. She finally just loves herself and accepts her innate goodness and beauty. Now it is your time to do the same. All life transform around you into a paradise. Heaven truly is here on earth, in your arms and in your life. Yes, hug yourself and enjoy this. Paradisiacal can appear as a sign of upcoming improvements in comfort and life, reflecting ease and joy and even freedom from pain. Positive gifts are assembling around you and will bring you great happiness. And that's amazing because you're coming out of that dark night of the soul. But Mike, you've got to work for it. You have to trust in yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to believe in yourself. And you have to believe everything I just said, that all these amazing things are coming in. Keep fighting the good fight. Don't give up. Don't fall back on old patterns of like fear, shame, regret, guilt, even grief can be a reoccurring pattern in our lives sometimes. You have to accept that these amazing things, thank you. These amazing things are coming in for you, and they're coming in really soon. And in fact, you can get them here even sooner if you start manifesting them. Self-love, love yourself and believe in yourself. Be kind enough to yourself to really believe deep down inside that you deserve these things and keep making the next right decision.
Okay. Laura is next. Miss Pixie.
Lara.
She's been kind of quiet tonight.
Light and dreams.
Yeah, Dargo, if you have fun, sometimes it helps to back out and come back in.
Yeah, just keep trying. And I feel like the more you try, eventually you're not even going to realize that you believe it. When all of it just starts happening for you. An increase in comfort, in joy, a relief from that pain. Coming out of your dark night of the soul for now. You know, of course, you'll be in another one within 3 to 6 months, but you get to enjoy that 3 months. And the more you believe, actually, I can't, okay, there we go. The more you believe, the longer it'll last. It's when we start doubting in ourselves, in the universe, in spirit, that we start being pulled right back into those old patterns and get pulled back into that dark night. Sheep squash.
Sheep squash.
Lara, you got card number 3. It's the card of Moonstruck. Open your heart. Receptivity, surrender, grace, passion, and bliss. Delicately clothed in a gown of cloud mist and oblivious to the sleeping world below, the maiden tenderly rests a finger on her heavenly companion in silent connection. The air is wondrously sweet with the delicate rose fragrance, and the enchanting glow highlights dancing moths as they are drawn by the moon's divine beauty. It is a magical place of surrender and forgiveness where love flows freely. By opening our hearts, the gifts of this enchanted night are something that we can all share. The most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. So I feel like the universe is just asking you to be a little more positive about something. Yeah, I don't feel like you're a pessimistic person at heart, but I do feel like you're either going through or about to start going through a challenging time here where it may seem like there is no right decision. Like regardless, somebody's going to get hurt. And this message is just flowing right through me right now. The universe is saying, like, take time to sit back and think about your decision and trust in yourself that you are going to always make the right decision because it's always going to come from your heart. Trust that the love you give, the gifts you give, the advice, the patience, the help, all of these beautiful things, the grace, all of it that you give, because you're giving it sincerely from your heart, it's always going to be the right thing. You're always making the right decision. How it's received has nothing to do with you. That's on the other person. And this is just the universe reminding you, like, don't forget who you are and don't forget what your purpose is. And don't forget where your heart's at simply because someone might take something you say wrong or take your advice and turn it into something cheap and tawdry or bad. You know, what someone does with what you give them is on them, Lara. What you give and how you give it is on you.
Okay, Mr. Jarvis.
Jarvis, let's do the Divine Circus.
Good. I hope it worked, Dargo.
These, because I'm forgetting about them.
That's a pretty card.
Yeah, that is a beautiful card.
Absolutely hits home, she says.
Good. How do I know? I'm very curious how you know what card to draw for everyone. Do you feel drawn to specific cards? Is the universe helping you choose them? Do you know while you're shuffling them? Okay, so yeah, here's what I do. When he says a person's name and I repeat it, a vision of a duck will come into my mind. If it doesn't, I'll look at all my ducks and one of them will be a little bit of light as far as how I can see it. There'll be like a little bit of light around it. Then I know that that's the right deck. I'm shuffling. I think about the person and I imagine their energy going into the cards. And then I'm just told when to stop. That's why sometimes I shuffle and I shuffle and I shuffle, especially in personal readings. That's because I don't stop until I'm told to. And then I just pull. Joker's wild. It's all about intuition, and it's all about trusting that I'm not just hearing my own inside voice, that it is spirit talking to me and telling me these things. And the more validation you guys give me, the easier it is for me to do that. Yeah, follow the energy.
Yeah, that's key right there.
All right, Jarvis, you got Joker's wild. The universe has a sense of humor, but never at your expense. I gotta put this here. Like, this hurts going like that. It is laughing with you, not at you. You'll see this for yourself as the Joker weaves her magic in your life, bringing you the grace that is beyond all reason, the necessary ingredient to ensure you win the hand you have been dealt by life. There's nothing impossible when the Joker appears. Her wild ways can transform a losing streak into a lifelong love affair with Lady Luck. Jarvis, strap yourself in and prepare for the ride of a lifetime. The Joker has come to you, and she is wild. Unpredictable and brilliant, she brings you a message. You are being empowered to overcome all odds. So you are going to win. No doubts, no dramas, but not necessarily in a way that you expect either. She is sending the best possible situation to you even right now. It might startle you like a sudden light in the middle of the night, but it will be welcome, nonetheless. The Joker is the highest trump, the card to beat all the others. No matter how much another may seem to have the upper hand or how many forces seem to be against you, even if you feel like a lone wolf about to be mauled by a pack of hungry lions, the Joker always wins. And that's in italics, so you know it's serious. She comes out of the blue and changes destiny from darkness to light. She brings the brilliant solution that ends a problem, the way through that is best and brightest. You probably won't see it coming. It'll probably be in a way that subverts everything you once believed to be true. But it will be a welcome trick by the universe, a loving joke that opens your heart and helps you realize that this vast impersonal universe personally knows and cares for you so intimately and with such meticulous care. Just don't expect to feel in control of the process, for the Joker is wild and moves according to her own genius, but always blesses you with what will work best, beyond compare, now and always. So yeah, I definitely feel a sense of like either, again, loss, longing. There's some sadness in your energy right now, Jarvis. And if there's not, again, by next week, there will be, unfortunately. But what this card is saying is that this only looks like it's sad. It only looks like it's a bad thing. It only looks like you have no choice in the matter. It only looks lower vibrational. It only looks negative. Because what the universe is doing, what the Joker is doing, is actually creating all this mess in order to move people to where they need to be, bring situations and experiences for you to come out on top, living your best life, being your best you, and on the highest energetic vibration or frequency that is possible for you at this moment in time. So don't give up. Don't feel like you lost anything, because it's like the more you lose right now, the more you're gaining. You're definitely not going to see it coming. And I feel like you could be in a dark place or moving into a dark place, but the universe isn't going to allow that to be the case for long. So even if it looks like you're getting passed up for a promotion, or, that guy got the girl, whatever it may be, the universe is saying it's an illusion, because all of these things are happening so you can win. Hey, Bob.
No, I don't type it. You did.
Who's next?
You did, Chris. Tony, you're next. Tony the Phantom on the rock.
Yeah, and I definitely appreciate that. And that's something I'll talk personally to you about. It's one of those things where I keep saying to you guys, like, when people are connected to you, connected to your energy, and they care, they will notice little things like that. And there's nothing you can do. And that's when you accept it, though. And you say things like, yeah, I would love to explain to you what's happening right now. I'm sorry, who was next?
Tony.
Tony, I'm going to use Deep, Dark, and Dangerous. Good night, Blue. Love you.
Hello, Bob. How are you doing?
Glad you're feeling better.
Yes, please get some rest.
This damn
Take a trip to see the Jersey Devil. I'm right next to it.
Not this time, but next time he comes when the weather's a little nicer, maybe spring, even summer, but I think spring is going because we're moving more into winter now than fall. If it was earlier, I would have loved to have taken him down to the Barrens, but I think springtime we're going to do that.
Yeah, because the mom keeps asking when I'm coming back.
Oh, Blue. Yeah, well, you know what? If I'm not sure exactly what we're doing Sunday, but if you're around, why don't you text me? We can grab lunch or a coffee or something, and you can say hi. You're right here. I mean,
yeah.
Paranormal Pixie, I loved it, and I actually put it in a little bag, and I'm waiting to get my altar, my crystals, and just set everything up. I loved all of it, and I loved the book that opened up into like I will never part with that. I thought it was the coolest thing.
She was showing it off.
I was so excited about it, but all of it just had this amazingly positive energy. All of the crystals, I just really appreciated it so much. So yeah, I loved all of it, and I can't wait to display it.
Well, she's got it up on her little table so she can
I'm sorry, who was this?
This is Tony.
But I do have it up on my dresser now, but I want to put it on my altar. So Tony, Chad Smith, this dang card has come up in every reading I've given to myself in like the past 2 months or since I got the deck. And I usually read 2 or 3 cards for myself once a week to pull my energy out of the deck. And not only that, every time I'm shuffling, it ends up on top. And there's also a Ceccoli card in the new deck that I got. So the Ceccoli is the card of freedom. It's a deep card, and it's card number 2. You can only pretend for so long before you must find truth again. Seek authenticity. Containing yourself in a form that is not your own is rarely successful long term. Find what sets you free. Acknowledge your own inner truth and be aware someone may be deceiving you under false pretenses. Celtic mythos is shared in the places where the sea is a truly dominant force and where colonies of seals live like the Shetlands and other Scottish islands, the Faroes, Norway, and Iceland. I have personally read and listened to a lot of stories about Selkies since I have a kin bloodline that is Selkie central. The mythos of the Selkie was something I dreamed about since I was small, and there are many visions of the Selkie mythos, but most involve beautiful, haunting imagery of female shapeshifters, women who live in the body of seals, but who can transform into enchanting women who appear human on land. A typical Selkie story is of a human man who watches a Selkie playing in a cove. She, at times he observes, comes ashore for various reasons, dropping her skin and shapeshifting into a woman that is irresistible to him. When her land business is complete, she steps back into her seal skin and returns to the wild ocean that is her home. The human man falls in love with this Selkie woman and decides to wait for her to next transform from her seal form, and when she does, to take possession of and hide the seal skin. If a Selkie's seal skin is withheld, they cannot return to the ocean. Unable to find their seal skin, Selkies are adrift in the human world. They become reliant on the quote-unquote kind human man who takes care of them and who begins to teach them the human way of things on land. Often the Selkie and the human man marry and even have children, but the wild heart of the woman is, of course, wedded truly to her life in the sea. She wants to go home. She yearns to be her true self again. Eventually, the Selkie finds her skin and is reunited with her authentic form. Without a backward glance, she steps into it, allows herself to be enveloped by her true shape once again, and re-enters the aquatic world. Some stories tell of Selkies coming back every now and again to visit their children. Some say they never, ever return to the world of men who contain them under false pretenses. I understand a little bit more why this card keeps coming up for me. Like it just hit me now. And yes, there were male Selkies reportedly too, incredibly beautiful in form and very seductive. It was said that these Selkies looked for lonely human women to fornicate with. Lonely fishermen's wives were said to be ideal targets. Rarely was there a story, though, where a male Selkie was parted from his skin like the female. So male Selkies seem to have avoided the trap of being made into someone's unwitting husband or lover for a time. Again, it seems human women and Selkie females got the raw deal. The essence of the Selkies is the idea of the triumph of authenticity over pretense and containment. Also, the deep pull of the wild self. After all, if the Selkies got their true skins back, they did not hesitate to leave the human world behind, and that included even leaving their own children. Plant companion, Bladderwrack, and your crystal companion, Opal. So, okay. Tony. This doesn't have to be a romantic thing, but it very, very well could be. Okay, there is something in your life that is forcing you to be inauthentic. Now, message that just came in actually is beware of inauthentic people. So there could be someone coming in who is pretending for all the wrong reasons with you. Either they want something from you, they feel you're easily manipulated, something you have they want, and they're coming in. Most likely it is going to be a woman. I don't even see feminine, I see female. So definitely I'd say 98% that this is going to be a woman, and she's going to be coming in trying to trick you out of something that's yours. And it may be her outer beauty, but being an empath and having abilities like every one of us do, in this chat, in this community for the most part, I think you're going to kind of feel like something's off. Like there's going to be some red flags there. Now remember, I said 98%. So if you feel off and there are red flags about a man offering you a business proposition or something like that, definitely be aware of the red flags. Don't ignore red flags this week or next week for anything. Like don't pretend like you're not feeling that the energy is off. Don't pretend like you don't have a little sniggly sensation that this person could be lying. Your intuition is on point. Yeah, Tony, and that's great. And like I said, I don't want you to not help people. Night, Mike.
Yes, good
Love
night, Mike.
you. I don't want you to not help people, but I want you to help people that deserve it. And I want you to help people when it's not to your detriment. That's what we all have to learn. So someone is coming in to take advantage of you in a major way. But as long as you pay attention to how you feel around them, and as long as you don't dismiss red flags as you being paranoid or whatever, remember the angel, the devil was once an angel, right? So don't put too much stock into the way someone looks, things like that. Okay, I really want you to be on guard. Again, not paranoid, on guard. And how do you know? Don't listen to your mind. Don't pay too much attention to what your heart's saying. Listen to your intuition. Pay attention to the energy. No get rich quick schemes and no contract signing for the next 2 weeks.
Okay. Hilton, are you still awake?
Bob Berkins, I actually believe that.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh, Black Dragon, absolutely. For sure. Do you know how long it took me to convince myself that I wasn't fake? I'm like, am I just blowing things out my butt here? Like, am I just making things up by the cards? And I'm accused of it. Not really that often, but even when I am, like someone who doesn't even know me, never been in here before, will come in and say, you know, if you were for real, you wouldn't need the card. I don't really need the card. It just keeps things more interesting.
Believe me, she doesn't.
But it's like those little things would always make me think, like, am I a fraud? And then being called a fake and a fraud all the time at home, it was like, but I don't second guess myself anymore because I know what I'm doing is real. You guys give me that validation all the time. But even I second guess myself sometimes, you know, am I doing everything that I can to help as many people as possible? You know, by not giving up on this stream, you know, even when I really don't feel good or I'm really down in the dumps, I'm always here. Not just because I need the money, right? Not just because I'm expecting donations, but because I feel like you guys need the messages that are coming in because there are so many frauds, especially in this community. Remote viewing Sasquatches.
Come on.
Not that it can't be done.
No, it probably can be.
Oh, you're so welcome.
And yes, the cards are a window in a way.
For sure.
Oh, yes. Okay, Hilton is here, so you can go ahead and do Mr. Hilton, Mr. Littlewood. And then 405, if you're still here, you're on next.
405.
We'd love to do you. And Chad, if you're still here, we'll give you a reading after him.
Hilton, I'm going to use energy and spirit. Yeah, just a focus tool. Thank you, Larry. And I get a lot of my strength from you guys, you know?
And she does.
I believe that my mission in life is to give these messages, not always through the cards, but just to, I'm a messenger and I've accepted that. And I get really mad sometimes at the universe because I'm like, listen, I'm like, how come? I know, not slap. I know.
I
You
was
see my
thinking about
face?
that too, and I'm going to say, I'm sorry.
I have to keep shushing him, and he gets like upset when I do it, but I'm not doing it because I'm mad at him. I'm just doing it because he's so loud. He's so loud.
When you talk to a 90-year-old man
I know.
all day long, who goes,
Black Dragon, thank you. I get so mad at the universe, guys, because I'm like, how could you let this happen? Like, I'm just trying to do good. And then I have to take my step back and say, wow, what ego, right? Like, I couldn't possibly be making any mistakes because I'm trying to do good for others. Everybody makes mistakes. But you guys are my validation and right now, my reason for doing what I'm doing. So he's not used to being out of the basement. He has to yell for his food. I don't do it because I'm angry with him or to embarrass him.
She does it because sometimes I don't couch myself. I'm only goofy in one ear.
Well, first of all, I'm also goofy in my ears, but I sound sensitive because I hear everything, not just what everyone else can hear. So it makes me jump. And I'm also an abuse survivor. So loud noises make me.
Yeah. It just happened.
Thank you guys so much. And I appreciate it so much. I really, really do.
You guys are loved just as much.
For sure. You guys are the reason we're here every week. Okay, Hilton, you got Family Tree, card number 14. It's the card of expansion and legacy. You guys always make me feel so much better. Thank you. Paranormal Pixie, absolutely. Upright. This tree represents the lineage of a family with a baby in swaddling hanging from one branch and a couple standing under another. This signifies an expansion of your family, perhaps through a marriage, the coming of a child, or both. It could also herald an increase in family celebrations or connections with close friends. A reunion, a wedding, or some holiday gathering may be coming up. Whether it's a big personal change, such as the birth of a child, or a shared event like a birthday party, let yourself welcome the experience. Embrace a growing sense of family with your friends as well. The love that you bring to each relationship is a part of your energetic legacy now and for generations to come. Your affirmation for this week, Hilton: every soul is a part of my eternal family. Many loving relationships are expanding in my life. That is a beautiful affirmation, right? So one thing I'm getting here, okay, and I will say that I definitely do see, but it doesn't have to be someone blood related. Someone is having a child here. It's a little confusing. Like, I can't really see though if there's going to be a pregnancy announcement, or for someone that's already pregnant about to have the baby. That's happening in your orbit. Again, it could be like, your neighbor that you're good friends with. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone you're blood related to. And I would need more cards to figure that one out. But it could be also some kind of reunion, some gathering. But the main thing that's really coming through to me, like super, like louder than him right now, I love him so much. I've been so grumpy because of my situation, but okay. Later, Bob. So one thing that's coming in super loud though, Hilton, is your ancestors trying to get you to, all right, Mike, you're next. Trying to get you to listen to them. I don't know how they're doing this. It could be through dreams, or it could just be, again, through like something clicks in your head and it's like an idea comes in that you're like, where did that come from? The exact opposite of what you were thinking, right? And it comes in and you're like, oh, that makes sense. That's your ancestors. Sometimes it could be spirit. Sometimes it could be a past loved one. These are ancestors from way back, okay, whose blood you share, and they want the best for you. And there's something going on in your life. There's some turbulence, a bit of chaos, either going on now or coming in the next couple of weeks, that they want you to understand is going to serve a much bigger purpose. So they don't want you to question too much. I mean, your humanness is to question why. But what your ancestors are telling me right now is like, tell him, don't focus so much on the why, focus on the what, as in, what can I do? Don't try to change it. Very go with the flow energy. And I feel like you're missing these messages, either because you're so busy, or maybe because you don't know how to receive those types of messages, or maybe you're receiving them, but you don't realize that's what's happening. So I'm here to tell you, your ancestors are saying you're on the right path. Don't worry about this major change that's coming in. Don't worry about this chaos, this turbulence, because it's going to pass very quickly as long as you don't dwell on it. Remember, guys, it's okay to have a moment, okay? But don't get stuck in it.
Now, Mike said he was going to pass, but if you want to give him a reading, go for it.
Well, Mike, I didn't see him say he's going to
Yeah.
pass. No, I don't like to read without permission. Okay,
Mike-
who's next?
Well, Mike J is right there. If you'd like a reading, speak up now. And if not, we'll just go ahead and go to 405. Because you're going to have a dog NATO in your house in a few minutes. I know what it's like, believe me. Well, Mike J, do you want a reading or not? Get those little fingers tapping. If you have little fingers. Now, once you probably got gigantic hands.
No worries. No worries.
You're good, man.
Guys, you still got like 3 or 4 more days to get a November reading for half price. You'll have it by November 2nd or 3rd. And that's $20. So email me about that. I take CashApp, PayPal as payment. They're going back up to 40 after the 3rd.
No, he said he was good. And
yes, I saw that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
405, I got you.
You're doing now.
I'm using myths and mermaids for you.
You little mermaid, you.
Mermaid with pink lotus, card number 1. Remember, there's no gender assigned to these cards, and it is in the upright position. Close your drowsy, drooping eyes and come with me to paradise. Leave your cares for just an hour to focus on a floating flower. Let the water soothe your flesh and leave you rested, fit, and fresh. A fair mermaid drifts languidly among a tangle of lily pads in a tranquil lagoon. A single pink lotus blossom adorns her hair. A second floats nearby in the pool. So relaxed is she that her slight movements do little to disrupt the surface of the water. Divination message, make an effort to relax, 405er. Stop what you're doing right now and take a deep breath. It's time to relax. You're not selfish, and that can be a blessing. Helping your loved ones is an important part of who you are, but sometimes it's okay to set aside your worries about others and take some time for yourself. Maybe you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Try not to let it wear you down. Instead, try some relaxation techniques to improve your health and well-being. So this is pretty obvious, but it's almost like what I said to Tony as well. Like, it's not selfish to follow the energy. I think Black Dragon said, someone said it, and say no. If you don't feel comfortable helping someone, if you simply literally can't help someone, or honestly, if you plainly don't want to, it's okay to say no. All right. That's number 1. And it is a good card for sure for all of us. Thank you, Lara. Absolutely. But 405er, I see this more as a warning of sorts. Like, what I'm hearing is if you don't relax, I feel like you are under way too much stress, under way too much pressure, but I feel like it's all like being done by you. Like, it's self-imposed. So whatever it is that you're, yes, she really does. Whatever it is that you're stressing about, or that I see you overthinking, it could be something that's coming in or something that's already happening. And I'm getting job. So it's either your job, a job situation, a job offer, could be anything, but I am hearing job. Occupation, I'm hearing, proper. Try to close your eyes. Do this 3 times a day, right? I was doing it up until my world crashed down. Whenever I would start to feel really angry, or really, when I would realize I was being ungrateful, I would stop everything I was doing right there in that moment. Obviously, don't do that if it's dangerous to do so, like if you're operating heavy machinery or whatever. But as soon as you can, the second you can, stop, close your eyes, and imagine you living the life of your dreams. Doesn't matter how extravagant it is or may seem to you now, in 5 years. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? The best possible life that you could be living for a 5er. And do that at least 3 times a day. Stop and imagine your own personal paradise. Lotus flowers grow from the mud and the muck, and they're gorgeous. And that's what the universe is telling you. Human beings are the same way. We go through hell. I look at the world. I was talking to Perfectly Imperfect, or Perfect Imperfection. I always call her Perfectly Imperfect, Perfect Imperfection. And I was saying how when I go outside, like it's like looking through dirty glasses, but there's layers of dirt depending on how much negative energy is in the area. When I look at someone, it's like looking, there's dust covering them and their aura, depending on, how negative their energy is. And when I'm very closely attached to someone, I can't see it. But once I detach and then I look at that person or a picture of them, I'm like, oh my God, they're literally swarming with this dust because they're not a good person. I feel like you need to start being aware, or you should try to start being aware that not everyone around you has your best intentions at heart, even though you try to have everyone else's. Not everyone thinks like you. Like I trust people way too quickly and easily. Why? Because I'm trustworthy. So I'm not always thinking in my head that someone else is scheming against me. But I had to make that change. And again, it's not about paranoia. It's about finding that balance. It's actually not, Tony. I found out the hard way. But no, it's actually not. It's a sign of abilities, having the opportunity, if you want it to work on your abilities and become a healer, or like me, a messenger. I stopped approaching random people for the most part and being like, by the way, your boyfriend's actually married, like doing things like that. But if someone comes to me and asks, I will certainly tell them. And sometimes it's so overwhelming. Like I said, I always say going into like Olive Garden, sitting down to eat, and everything's just so crazy. I'm hearing other people's conversations that they're having with themselves in their heads. And there's 50 people in there, and which is why I don't get out much. Blue Crossroads, thank you. I feel like something is happening, but don't know how to receive anything. Frustrating. So Hilton, one really good way to receive is something like what I was saying. Hey, Heather, 2405er. But you can also do what I suggested to him. But what you can do is like close your eyes. It sounds cliche. Take a deep breath, and you can ask out loud, like, why am I feeling this way? Or why, whose energy is this that's affecting me? And the quieter and more still that you stay, the quicker the answer is going to come. Here's the issue, Hilton. It's not that you really don't know how to receive. It's that what I see is you're having trouble believing because the messages come in the form of a thought. So you could be thinking, like when I was, crying my eyes out, I think it was like a week and a half ago, and I just couldn't stop. It was just pouring out. And I kept hearing over and over again in my head, have faith, child, have faith, child, have faith, child, over and over. But I kept screaming like, that's not good enough, because I was like, am I just comforting myself in my head? Or is that really the Holy Spirit speaking to me? Because I'm a Christian and I believe that. I finally accepted that I was hearing the Holy Spirit speak to me. Not an easy thing, not an easy pill to swallow with how the world is and what we're taught. So I don't think it's so much that it's not coming in, and I don't think it's so much, Hilton, that you're not receiving it. I think it's that it's hard for you to differentiate between a spirit's putting a thought into your head and you thinking comforting thoughts to yourself. What's up, Melissa Wiggins? All right, Chad Smith.
Yep.
I'm going to use deep, dark, and dangerous because that's what Chad Smith is. Deep, dark, dangerous, and sexy.
I'm going to step away for a second.
A headset and loud music helps as well.
Yes,
Yeah, go ahead, honey. If you want to go have a cigarette quick, you can do that.
You sure?
Whoa. Yeah. Just tell me who's after Chad. Oh, ufologist.
Yep, right here.
Got you. Thank you.
I shouldn't have gone that long.
Okay. So I had an itch.
Itch.
All right. This is for Mr. Chad Smith, the real Chad Smith. I am going to butcher this because I didn't look up how to pronounce these. So I see it as Kusith. That is not how it's pronounced. I believe it's actually Q Cid, but I don't know, guys. It's CU-SITH. So it has Sith in it, but I know that's not. Sorry. It's the card of focus, Chad, and it is a dangerous card. It's card number 38, and it's one I actually haven't pulled yet. So let's do this. Everyone craves a level of safety, Chad. Yet this level is different for all. Be aware of the risks in a current situation before making your decision. Listen to warnings if you are being given them right now, and watch and act on red flags. If you were walking the wilds of the Scottish Highlands, you might recognize, depending on where you go, that it is risky. The weather could turn for the worse, for example, and you could be pelted with hail or sleet, or you could freeze. Perhaps you could hurt yourself climbing the cold stones, or a rock might fall on you from above. Maybe you could simply slip on the dew and slide into a bog hole. Further, there are other dangers that could befall you, like being killed by the Kushi. That's what it is. Kushi, it pronounces it. The Kushi, or the green zog of the Highlands, was a strange and formidable creature that concerned many people of that area. It had a shaggy green coat and a pleated tail, and it roamed the moors and sharp cliffs looking for new victims. It was bigger than the largest living hound, in that it was the size of a cow or a bull, and in fact, from a distance, may have been mistaken for cattle by unfortunates who soon found out what the reality of their situation was. You would think that an animal like this would want to hunt quietly. After all, it could stand out, and sometimes it did. Yet the most famous part of the myth here is the sound of the Kushi. It would let out a piercing, blood-curdling sound halfway between a bark and a howl. If you heard this sound, it was said that you had only until it barked a third time to seek cover and safety. Otherwise, it was your end. You were literally too terrified to live, and your heart would burst in fear. The Kushi was considered to be a fairy dog, and as such, not something you would go out and hunt, lest revenge be taken on you. Your plant companion is bog myrtle, and your crystal companion is green agate. Okay. Chad, there definitely is something dangerous happening here. I feel like someone is trying to pull ideas out of you, or kind of, there's a lot going on here. So trying to, first of all, pull you out of yourself. And what I mean by that is getting you all riled and worked up, either emotionally or physically, mentally, however, so that you act out of character and they can say, see, this is how he really is. There's definitely someone with like a sense of plotting here. And I've given you cards like this so many times and you're like, it's just never come up. I don't know. Maybe this is the culmination of all those cards that's actually happening. There is someone or something in your life right now that you're very much involved in, or someone who you're very much involved with, who you might be seeing some red flags. You're feeling very uncomfortable in the situation. This person's very much aware that you're feeling that way, okay? They actually are thriving on it. This person, for whatever reason, has this kind of vendetta against you for no reason. And I feel like it could be someone pretending to be your friend, or someone that you know feels this way about you. And they're trying to get you to react. They're trying to get you to judge. They're trying to get you to be angry. Again, so they can expose you and say, look, he's really not this super nice guy, which we all know you really are. You have beautiful energy. You're a kind human being. You're a great person. But for some reason, this person is almost like out to get you in some way. And I think what the universe's advice here is just pay attention to the red flags. And you don't have to be, you don't have to be a people pleaser. If you feel like someone's effing with you, call them out on it. Do it in a joking way, right? Don't get angry. Just follow the red flags, Chad. If you've been getting this message, and I know I've been giving it to you, the snake in the grass message, for the last year, for 12 months, I've been getting the same warning. So it's got to be culminating into something. Someone around you, and I feel like you might already have a little inkling of who this could be, is going to be exposed as someone who's inauthentic and who's actually just not a really good person. I'm waiting for someone I know here in this community to be exposed as just that. I don't think it's the same person, but it's like, let this person keep digging their own hole, right? If you're if you're getting uncomfortable around someone, if you're feeling red flags, if you feel like someone's not joking with you but picking on you or picking at you, if you feel like someone's laughing at you and not with you, remove yourself from that situation and step away from that person, because I feel like it's like they're digging their own hole here. They're digging their own grave, so to speak. And they're actually the ones that are going to be exposed as liars or thieves or cheaters or whatever it is that they're doing. Don't let them drag you into it. Okay. A snake will show their true colors anyway. Absolutely. There's always time for the skin to shed and the snake to be exposed. It happens. So maybe this is all culminating into something that's going to happen really soon. So if you feel off about a person, if you just don't feel right around them, if you feel like they're not being genuine, you can either call them out in a nice way or just back yourself away and just refuse to even engage, because that's what they want. Ufologists. Chad, I feel like if you really like pay attention to your energy, you know, like just say for instance, and I'm not saying it's someone in your stream because I honestly don't know. Just say it is. Say it's a guest that you know someone invited into your stream. And you just feel like very uncomfortable, seemingly for no reason, around this person. That's who it is.
Yep.
You can still smile and be your friendly self, but then disengage and don't reconnect. Green agate. It said green agate, but moss agate, which I have a whole ton of at the other house. Just bought a whole bunch. You're so welcome. Ufologists, are you welcome? Are you welcome? Are you here? And are you okay? Yes. Okay.
No, my nose got running. I don't want to sit here and blow my nose.
Hey, Deirdre.
Hey, Deirdre.
I hope your new job is going really, really well. I'm going to be there on Monday, but I know you're in a different section now, but I'll definitely message you. I don't know if I can stay for the whole thing because everything going on, and then we can get together and work on the website and I'll reconnect with you. I have Steven visiting from Ohio, which is kind of why I've been MIA, because I'm trying to be a good hostess. You know me, I never have people to my house. So
yeah,
except you, really. Okay. So ufologists, yeah, Chad, just do that. Just keep your energy open. Just keep your feelers out. There's no need to be paranoid of everybody.
No.
But I do remember giving you this message in like 5 out of 6 cards and like 2 out of 4 readings. So I definitely do feel that it could be coming up now.
Well, Chad, just when you get that what I call the tingling sensation, like your spider sense around the person, just be cautious.
Right. That's what I mean.
That's all you really need to be. It's just cautious. Watch what you say. Listen to what they say, because sometimes they'll give themselves away too.
They sure will. But when you have really open energy like you do, and you always see the best in people, that's what you're going to see.
Yep.
So that little tingling sensation that something's wrong might not be as strong for you as it is for me or Steven, who are used to having to deal with those situations
all the time.
And that's probably why you haven't. Oh, thank you, Chad. You didn't have to do that, but I do appreciate it. I think that's kind of why you may have been continuously getting this message, because you haven't yet even suspected this person as being in that person.
And sometimes it's the person you least expect.
I believe so too. And it's been coming up so much for him that I definitely believe this person. And I believe this person is like, I don't want to say super close, but definitely an important part in some way. Somebody he deals with a lot.
Yep.
But his light is so bright that he's just not seeing past his own energy.
I do. Okay.
All right, ufologist. Yep. And you know what? If someone asked me if I was an alien, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say yes.
Obviously.
Just to mess with them. But then again, I'm a dragon, so we can be anything.
Lost in space.
What a great card at the right time.
Needing direction. Feeling lost, needing direction and focus, a 24-hour day. Yeah, Dargo, I tend to do that as well. Believe me. Sometimes in life, we lose our way, perhaps falling prey to addictive behaviors, jealousy, comparison, resistance, or fear. This happens especially when we are up-leveling and genuinely changing for the better. A part of us, hiding in the vast expansiveness of space, wants to sabotage our own progress. In the transformation process, our inner world no longer feels safe or inhabitable as we find that our thoughts and beliefs have morphed beyond recognition. You may find yourself adrift in this way right now, unable to focus or determine the next step. You might be tired and simply need to regroup and to rest. When you lack direction, the first thing to do is redirect your perspective of time. Like a newborn baby who needs swaddling to feel safe, you're invited to reduce your life visioning to only the next 24 hours. Anyone can handle living in 24-hour compartments, which allows everything to feel grounded and manageable. You get lost in space when you imagine being swallowed up in the giant vastness of the future with its dark uncertainty, or reflect on how your past has held you captive in a hole of distorted, never-ending mirrors, reminding you of your mistakes and flaws, failures and losses. Oh my gosh, I totally resonate with this right now. Take heart that the simple 24-hour container immediately banishes those two awful eternities away. You will find your energy and focus restored as you recognize that you were never lost at all. Keep it simple. Right now, conserve your energy and take care of you in basic, fundamental ways, and the world will be right again. Okay, so I think this is obvious. You said you're pretty directionless. You're not sure what your goals are. So the universe is actually, for once, giving you a real solution, like without all of the having to, decode and whatever the message. It's literally saying, focus on today. And as cliche as that sounds, I think if you can really do that, right? If you can even write down like, okay, this is what I have to do today, and then check those things, you will feel so much better. Like you're completing what you have to do. Keep it simple. There's nothing that absolutely must be done right now in this minute. You know what I mean? Or that you don't have to do things today that you can put off tomorrow. Like the universe is giving you permission to put things off. Focus on what you will and can do today. And even if if you don't want to make a list because that seems like too much, like what if you can't do it? Write things down as you do them. But it's going to be nice to have something tangible directly in front of you. One short-term goal a day. Like, for me, it's like just figure out what I'm writing about. That's my goal for today. And then tomorrow, my goal will be writing about it, but I'll worry about that tomorrow. For the next week, really try to take life in 24-hour increments and see how that helps with putting your goals into focus. And you can always ask spirit and the universe for help. It's just about listening for the answers and understanding when and how they come in. Because the universe is almost never like, a burning bush. It's always a soft whisper. That still small voice.
Okay, Yas, however you say it. Excuse me. Yeah.
Yaritza.
Yeah, I don't know if she's still here.
Well, let's see, because I'm not going to read for someone who's not here.
Right. And if you don't answer, it's not stop.
Well, let's get Nuts Up out of the way because he is here.
Yes, he is.
I'm going to use Angels and Ancestors for you, Nuts Up. Are you okay?
Yeah, just my allergies kicked in.
Okay.
Hey, AK.
AK, what's up? I didn't know it was the World Series because I don't watch baseball. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it started today.
We were going to do this last night, but it just got too late. We're just too tired.
Yeah, we were so puffy. Boom.
What was that?
Damien upstairs moving around.
Oh. It just sounded like a loud bang to just be plainly walking. Okay. Who is this?
This is Nutslap.
Nutslap. Magic Guardian. Unlock the magic within. This is not a guardian that I get to pull often. Stop looking outside of yourself and recognize that you have incredible power within you. Melissa, good night. And next time, let me know if you're going to leave and I'll give you a reading. Magic with a K is the energy of the universe that allows you to manifest and create through the direction and power of your will. It changes according to your frequency. The Magic Guardian is a representation of the Angel of Magic, who helps you direct your will to bring something into creation. She is the angel who swirls around shamans and wise ones when they are calling on the energy of magic to help them manifest something that will be healing and supportive of their own path. She is the angel of all magic that is directed for the highest good of whoever is working with it. You are the magic, you are the answer, and you have it all within you, right inside of you. If you've been searching for an answer or a reason to focus, recognize that all that you are looking for is already within you. You are a powerful and magical person with the capacity to direct your intentions and will your desires into being. But your power can only be powerful when you own your power. So take time to acknowledge it. Your ability to dedicate yourself to a goal and make it happen is a real gift that you are being guided to recognize right now. Nutslap. What is it you're trying to achieve that you feel frustrated that you can't? There has to be something. And if not, it's coming in this week, because what I'm seeing is like you feeling weird or even a little dumb about trying to manifest, like saying out loud, the universe bends to my will. The universe bends to the will of your full name, which obviously I'm not going to say on here, but I do know. And the universe works in my favor always. Saying those things out loud, getting a 555 journal and writing them. The universe is basically saying right now, if you want to, you can manifest exactly what you want like that. But you have to want it. Not only want it, you have to believe that you're capable of doing it. Because otherwise it's just words. The universe bends to my will. And then you go outside and get mad because your car won't start. No, the universe is bending to your will. Your car will start. And a lot of people have a hard time with that. But guys, that is the power of manifestation. Saying something will happen and knowing it as absolute and certain fact. It may not stay started, but it'll get you where you want to go, right? Be very specific in your intentions and manifestations this week, Nutslap, and I feel like you will start feeling magical with a K. Any of us can do this.
Well, I'm not a butler now, but when I go
Who's
home,
next?
I'll be back a butler. Madison, if she's still here. And she was just talking to you. So if Madison doesn't answer, we'll go ahead and do Drago.
Manifest destiny is real.
Yes,
Yes, it is. Deirdre says it works. Yeah, because I know for a fact Deirdre uses the power of manifestation. Nutslap, I hope you do. And please let me know. Both of you need to sleep in tomorrow. You both look worn out. Yeah, we both really are. He's done a lot of driving. I've done a lot of stressing, worrying, and crying. Okay. I'm sorry. Who was next?
We were going to
Dargo?
Dargo.
I'm like, who's
Dargo?
I'm thinking, oh, Madison's here. So Madison,
Okay, Madison.
then Dargo.
Yes. You're next. You're right now, Madison. Then Dargo.
Yeah, Chad, I really don't want to see you getting taken advantage of either. And I feel like all you have to do, honey, is just pay attention to the energy and understand that, like, don't let someone mistake your kindness for weakness, because
Right.
you're not weak. You're just a good person. You're just simply a good person. Most of us are. And predators, man, they zone right in on that.
I know that for a fact.
It could be someone that's been being a predator, like preying on you for this entire year, and you're just about to notice it. I mean, it could be that, it's going to come to light.
Oh yeah, they always show themselves at one point or another.
Madison, I'm going to use the Myths and Mermaids deck on you as well, honey.
Well, Chad, you really don't have to figure it out, because a lot of times it will happen for its own.
Yeah, but he's been getting this reading for so long.
Oh, really? That's right.
Yeah, not just from me either. So
other people, yes.
If I were him, I would want to try to figure it out.
Yes,
Too.
that probably is a good idea.
Just put your guard up a little bit more.
And listen a little more carefully to how people say things, what people say. Your intentions will start to show themselves.
All right, Madison. You got the Stardust Angel, card number 22. In the upright position. Yes, just be Chad Smith. They will fall to pieces. Dargo the Draco. Well, I think Draco, like Draco Malfoy.
Yes. And Draco is also.
Sometimes there's a fine line between helping and enabling. Be careful. And very well said.
Very well said.
All right, Madison, Celestial Council of the Night, steer me soundly with your light. Navigate, instruct, advise, share your knowledge, make me wise. Enlighten me, help me decide, be my astral spirit guide. A dazzling beauty floats on the water, but her gaze is fixed toward the night sky. Her soulful eyes seek guidance from the heavens that are radiantly reflected in her hair. Divination meeting, Madison, follow your guiding star. We all have someone in our lives that we can look to as a role model, somebody who can guide us in times of trouble or uncertainty. Now is just such a time, and it is in your best interest to turn to this person or to follow his or her example. Their wisdom, good sense, and strong moral compass are precisely what you need to get your own life back on your preferred path. So this isn't about looking within for guidance. This is actually, Madison, about looking to someone who you admire, someone who inspires you. Even if it's not someone you know personally, like it could be a celebrity that you know a lot about. And the whole, and then this is going to sound silly, but it's kind of how the message, it is how the message is coming in. It's like, what would Jesus do? Think of that. You know, what would so-and-so do? But the challenge here is to act in that way. Act as if you are that person in that sense. This doesn't mean to want to be someone else or try to pretend to be someone else. It just means whatever you admire about that person, like for instance, they have a strong moral compass, or they're very spiritual, or, you know, they survived domestic abuse and now are living much better lives. And you, whatever it is they have that you want, pretend like you already have it just by asking yourself, what would so-and-so do? And then act on it to the best of your ability. And the more that you do that, the more that way of being will become Madison's way of being, and it will be authentic. Don't worry about being inauthentic when you're trying to find your way, because you're trying on all different hats. You're trying on all different masks to see which one you can see through to the real you. If you're lost and you're having trouble, I'm getting this sense from you that like, you don't even know who you are. Like you're just trying to find your own identity again. And that's okay. That's when you do look to people who inspire you, who motivate you. Dargo.
Yep.
All right. Dargo, I'm going to use Sacred Forest. So Dargo, then Heather Nikki, then Deirdre.
Yes. And then Melissa and AK, and then
I think Melissa went to sleep.
Okay. I thought she came in and
I think that I freaked her out the other night because she sent me some pictures of her house. And I was telling her the energies that are in there and a little bit how to get rid of them. But I can't help a lot of people with that right now because I don't have any of my tools. I have none of my spell books. I have none of my crystals. Like I don't have that stuff with me. Unfortunately, I have no inventory at all. But I think I freaked her out because I started talking about the Galactic Federation and the fact that I've astral traveled to the ship and it's right outside the atmosphere. And I think I freaked her out a little bit. And I've alienated several people when I brought that up in the past month or so. But it's just, you know, Star Wars accidentally got it right, you know, the Galactic Federation. It is a real thing. And they do oversee us. So I was saying too, a way to know if there's any portals in your house is to honestly close your eyes and imagine each room of your house one by one. If there's any part of that room that you can't see in your imagination, like, you know, the right-hand corner of your spare bedroom, and it's like, you know what it looks like, but it's like blacked out when you're envisioning it, that's where a portal is in your house. Most people don't have them. Thank you. I did not see Darth Vader. See what I mean? Everyone just thinks it's foolish. And I understand why, but because I've been there and I've seen it, I can do nothing except say that what I, you know, share my experience. So you got the Spirit Guardian of Winter. It's the card of retreats and it's card number 38. Dargo. Night is coming and the temperature is dropping as you follow the path through the snow to a small cabin. A golden light flickers through the windows. You stomp the snow off your feet, open the door, and step inside. Instantly, you are embraced by the heat of the fire and the tantalizing aroma of the soup nestled on the potbelly stove. A large overstuffed chair awaits you. You curl up in the chair and warm yourself by the fire. This card indicates that it's time to pull back from people and situations that do not empower or support you. Tarot Destroyer, welcome. Yeah, can we get rid of that person?
I'm doing it right now.
Girl, bye. Let go of anything or anyone that drains you, like Tarot Destroyer and people like him or her, and protect yourself from less than positive influences. It's time to renew your energy, incubate your dreams for the future, make plans for tomorrow. You have to do it from YouTube. But remember that this is a season of rest and recuperation. Winter is a time for replenishing your inner resources. Care for your body and your health. Mend and organize objects in your home. Repair whatever needs to be repaired in your life. This isn't even tarot, by the way. It's oracle. Step into sacred silence to discover the answers within. A spurt of springtime energy is coming, but you absolutely must be prepared and must create foundations. Otherwise, it can seem overwhelming. I have plenty of...
I know.
Otherwise, it can seem overwhelming and destabilizing. Spiritually, winter is a season of retreats and renewal. It's the time to be still and take stock of your life and your future. The spirit guardian of winter reminds us to stop the busyness of life and relax. The spirit guardian of winter says, enter the silent, deep place within you. Renew, retreat, repair your body, items, and relationships. Examine your life and make adjustments as needed. Watch your nocturnal dreams, meditate, and look for messages from spirit. This is a lot, but it's a really great card, Dargo. It's saying that not so much that there's like a winter in your life right now, like something dying and then it's going to be eventually renewed. This is talking about inside of yourself. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, everybody.
Yes, thank you.
It's going to be like more so about looking inward, right? For things that have died that you have not yet let go of, if that makes sense, like feelings, emotions, energy, cords, attachments that you're still holding on to, whether you're aware of it or not. And yes, a lot of us don't get a lot of time to relax, but that's when you just have to take the time you can have. If you can only get 5 minutes to sit under a tree in your front yard, 5 minutes to stand still in your kitchen while you're making your lunch and close your eyes and, dream of purging these things. You have a lot of negativity attached to you. That doesn't necessarily, we don't want them blocked for 5 minutes, guys.
That was me. I was just trying to get rid of them.
I'm just getting confused. Like I have so many wrenches. I shouldn't even have to deal with any of that because now I get thrown off, and that's exactly what they want to happen. So it's not that it's making you a bad person or making you really feel much negativity in any way. But the fact of the matter is these things are attached to you, Dargo. So if you don't have time to meditate and all that, why don't you try listening to like a guided meditation while you sleep, or listening to delta waves or theta waves, right? Yeah, but someone else should be doing that. I've got everyone in here as a wrench. You can look up YouTube videos on how to cut the cords, really like research how to get rid of that kind of stuff. Like, because I do feel you have a lot of it attached to you, and that could feel like you're in a winter, like, a part of your life is dying, or you could start regretting really great decisions that you made. You could start feeling guilty about ending relationships that you had every right, rhyme, and reason to end. So I would do a little bit of research, Dargo, and just, do some cord cutting, do some chakra aligning. And I also just see a lot of negative attachments, say, go smudge yourself, right? Something like that. I feel like this is just a card of not only relaxing, but like alternately, it's a card of taking action. If that makes sense. So like relaxing to figure out what your next move is. Also, it said pay attention to your dreams. So I'm thinking some guided meditations in your earbuds while you sleep, listening to theta waves, maybe doing a timeline jump meditation. Those are my favorite. I always wake up feeling so amazing when I do those. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to do one tonight. I don't know why I even gave that up. And I'm sorry I was so distracted during your reading. Guys, I love all of you. When something like that happens and I say girl or boy bye, Just get rid of them, okay? Because they want me to be distracted. They want me to screw up. And I made all you guys wrenches.
Okay, Heather, Nick. And they're back.
All right. All right, all right. There we go. It's because they're supposed to be blocked already. So they're telling me that an error occurred. Dream recall is your problem. So if you ask for, if you ask before you go to bed, just put it out into the universe that you can demand it or you can ask for it, dream recall, then you should be able to get it. You're so welcome. Wrenches mean that like when someone like that comes in and harasses me, they have the power to get rid of them for me. So I don't have to sit here, stop reading, be distracted, go in and pull them out. A wrench is like, I give them the ability to report them for harassing and block them. Thank you.
And you just keep doing it until they just get
Yeah,
cut
you
off.
just keep doing it until.
Because eventually they'll get cut off.
Guys, just give me 1 sec here. I just want to check something. Come on.
The troll at $5.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nightmare.
You guys are so funny.
That was hilarious. You sound like me when we were on
There
the
you
other
go,
show.
Deirdre. All right, guys. Now let's do this. I'm sorry. Who was next? Yes,
Heather.
Chad Smith. Thank you. I think Steven hit that by accident.
Yeah, I did.
One more time. I can't.
Heather, Nikki.
Heather. I'm sorry. I thought you said Edgar.
No, Heather.
Okay, Heather. I'm going to use the new deck, Light and Dreams. Always at work. No, and it's you guys. I know. You know what it is. I don't get them often. Like
No.
I really don't get. Thank God. You know. Thank the universe. I don't get harassed. So when it happens, I get very distracted from it.
Now they're flooding the channel.
Okay, don't mention them. Like, just don't. They should be blocked, though.
She's me. We'll talk after.
Okay, but
Yeah.
that doesn't help me right now when I'm Heather, Nikki, and then Deirdre. All right, guys, so here's what we're going to do. If and when that happens again, and Anne, we're not timing out. We're reporting. What I'd like to do, guys, if that happens again, we're not going to acknowledge. Just wrenches, do whatever you can to get rid of it. Ignore it. Don't even talk about it because they're just going to keep making new things to come in. Yeah, okay, thanks, guys. How do I swing my wrench? You click on the 3 buttons next to their name. All right, Heather. Hey, Damien. Heather, yeah, YouTube does have a delay like that.
Yeah, they do.
I think we become kind of spoiled with not having trolls. I already know I have spies because I was told that I'm not allowed to talk about being an abuse survivor. I'm like, if I'm not mentioning names, I'm allowed to give hope and strength to other abuse survivors. I'm not saying when it happened that I was a victim of narcissistic abuse. Okay, so Heather, you got the Close Encounters card number 20. Yeah, if it happens again, guys, I don't even want to acknowledge it. Just report them and block them. Yeah, Damien, you're absolutely right. Where there's YouTube, there shall be trolls. Tony, I believe that because most of us probably are the victims of some kind of abuse or another, and probably multiple types of abuse. And it's okay for me to talk about that and talk about how the discard phase that took 3 years to happen made me feel. All right, Heather, Close Encounters, explore, curiosity, adventure, wonder, and joy. I was always fascinated by the night sky and the shining light of distant stars and planets. From the first time that I saw a shooting star, I knew that I wanted to become an astronaut. I was eager to voyage through space and explore the wonders of distant worlds. As this brave explorer stands on this beautiful alien world, she is awestruck. The exotic landscape, the varied and colorful plant and wildlife fill her with a sense of wonder and joy. When we acknowledge our inquisitive nature and say yes to opportunities and adventure, we open ourselves to new discoveries and connections that can enrich and fulfill our lives in exciting ways. Exploration is really the essence of the human spirit. Yeah, I mean, I start to deal with the fact that I still love my abuser. Like, it's just like I was so pissed. And it's like, to all my spies, like, thanks for giving me views. Like, now whatever, do what you do. So Heather, this card, I don't necessarily know if it's talking about close encounters as far as extraterrestrials, and it could be. But the main message I'm getting here, what stood out the most to me, is the sense of adventure, believing in her own experience. There could be something in your life right now that you're not wanting to see. You see it plain as day. You're very much aware of it, but you don't want to see it. It's crazy this came out while I was talking about that, because I'm not saying it's some kind of abuse. There you go. I love him, but good Lord, he isn't good for me. This card is asking you to please recognize it, believe in it, and act on it. Don't be comfortable or complacent in your misery, because what's going to happen very, very soon, very soon. All right, Tony, I think we have one or two more people left, and then we're heading out. What's going to happen very soon, Heather, is the universe is going to force you to stop procrastinating, because it's going to make that decision for you. You and this person need to be apart, not only for you, but for them. Good night, Nightmare.
Good night.
And it's going to happen in the worst possible way. You are going to be in so much pain, so much turmoil, chaos, just, and I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm letting you know that not making a decision is making one. And the universe is going to be like, okay, she's procrastinated long enough. She's fully aware of what she needed to do. Good night, Lara. And she hasn't done it yet. So you know what? She didn't learn the lesson. Better throw her back a million steps and make her go through all of this again and go through all of this pain, so that she can finally learn the lesson and not end up in this situation again. Learn how to let go, learn how to recognize her own value. You've got to make that move. I give you like a month or two before the universe knocks some sense into you. And I mean that in the most loving and the most compassionate way, because I do understand. Tony, yes. And keep what I said in mind. You know, you're doing an amazing job. I appreciate that you let me know you took my advice and it worked.
Deirdre.
Everyone, okay. Everyone who's saying goodnight right now, I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out.
Bless you all. Please have a wonderful weekend.
Be kind to each other, right?
We know it's a weekend. A lot of people getting ready to stream now, too.
Yeah, so. Halloween weekend as well.
Yeah, so.
All right, Miss Deirdre, I'm using Dark Goddess. And Heather, that's great. And that's amazing. Recognizing our own value is the hardest thing. Yeah. Did we say comfortable and misery at the same time? I've been saying that about myself, you know? And then I look back and I'm like, was I really miserable? Well, no, not all the time. There were parts of it when there's love involved. Even if it's one-sided, you know, we tend to see things different than they are and feel like, well, this was good.
Yeah, 405.
I call my daughter Murmur. Aw. Smoochie, I don't know if I gave you a November reading or not yet, but you are on my list. You're actually next on my list. All right, Deirdre, you got, of course she did. Hein Nue Te Po.
What?
It's the card of trust.
Okay.
Yes. There she is. I'm going to hold it like this because I don't want to get flags for boobies. Lies, betrayal, hurts, and pain. Won't believe or hope again. Release all doubt, for 'tis a must. Seize the truth and learn to trust, Deirdre. By the power of the dark goddess in me, protection in place, blessed be. When trust is broken, when what you thought was true reveals itself to be otherwise, it can feel like the whole world is upside down. That day is night and all hope is lost. Another card I really resonate with right now. The very idea of continuing on in life can seem so fraught with emptiness and loneliness that you question the point of your very existence. But you must trust in Hainui Topo. Don't look back in anger, but go with her now through the darkness, and you will come out the other side again. This goddess has sacrificed much in order to spare you the worst of it. Sometimes it is through a lack of understanding that we are left in the dark. So if you need to ask questions, do so for the truth, no matter how painful now. For the truth, no matter how painful now, is better than a lifetime of not knowing or living a lie. Hainwe Tepo is a reminder of your inner strength. Others can benefit from what you've lived through. You're being given a second chance, Deirdre. Walk away from a bad situation right away. Learn to trust your gut instincts and feelings. Don't dwell on the past. Learn from your mistakes, but don't take the blame for the mistakes of others. Speak up before it's too late. Someone will surprise you. So I feel like this says, yes, you did. And I can't wait to be able to make more. Thank you. My son told me that. He's like, this is my favorite spray. It smells like fall. He's like, I spray it all over me and then in my car. He just sent me a video to tell me that, to make me feel better yesterday because I was upset. So, Deirdre, I feel like this could be a little confusing because it's like, don't have trust issues, but understand that you can't trust someone right now, right? And I think what the message is, just don't be paranoid about it, but I would give you the same advice. I don't think you were in here, that I gave Tony and a few other people. Don't walk around. Don't let the amazing energy that you're feeling, like, have you walking around with rose-colored glasses, because that's how you end up getting manipulated, taken advantage of, taken for granted in the first place. I do feel like there's someone right now, could be at your new job, who's kind of looking at you like a pushover. Probably because you're a new girl and because you're really nice and friendly. Be careful who you associate with outside of work from work right now. And also, I feel like this is just a card saying, like, whenever you feel down or lonely, or like start thinking about all of the mistakes, all the BS, right, of our pasts, of your own past, look at all the help you're giving to other people, like just your career in general, how hard you worked to be able to counsel addicts. Not that many people care that much to go through all that for us. So I feel like this is the universe giving you a pat on the back and telling you, don't be led astray by someone who does not have the right intentions, either in love, simply because you want to be with someone, you want to share your life with someone. Let that happen organically. Also in friendship, I feel like, again, there's someone looking at you like for what they can get from you. And I feel like you may not see that coming, because this is another thing I've said multiple times tonight. It's got to be like part of the theme. Just because you don't ever look at people to see how you can manipulate them or get things from them, there are people that do think that way. And I even have to constantly remind myself of that. Like, Gemma, not everybody thinks the way I do, where like I genuinely want to help someone and I really don't want anything in return. And some people look at you like a mark. And I feel like there are a couple people who have their eye on you as such. Just for this week, Deirdre, I wouldn't take it as like a monthly thing, but just for this week, be wary of anyone that's like asking you out on a date, or like someone that's coming out of nowhere seeming too good to be true, or some offer that's seeming too good to be true. I would just pass on it for this week and see how it plays out by the end of a week or two. After that, then, make your own decision. But I feel like who and whatever this is, this person, this situation, or both, is going to be exposed within the next 2 weeks. So just don't make any quick decisions. Sit back, let opportunity come to you in a more organic way. Who's next? We have one more person.
Damien B and Black Dragon.
All right. So Damien, I'm going to use Deep, Dark, and Dangerous on you. Yes, thank you guys. I enjoy making them. And even 100% therapeutic grade oil. Good night, Larry. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Only has like 5% oil, even when it says, because it's still, the oil that's in it is 100% therapeutic grade. But my friend Joan gave me these super expensive oils that actually are 100% essential oil with no filler. I don't remember the brand name, but it's the difference between using 75 drops of oil in an 8-ounce spray to using 4 to 5 drops of oil in an 8-ounce spray. So as soon as I get my bottles and all my stuff, I cannot wait to start selling again. What's up, Cassie?
Hello, Cassie.
All right, Damien, my boy. Let's do this. Then we'll do Cassie if she's still here. Black Dragons, and then we hit in because I'm going to bed. Damien, you got Cersei, the card of alchemy, card number 23, which again is my lucky and favorite number, and it is a dark card here. Interesting. I haven't pulled Cersei yet. He knows he can have a reading whenever he wants too. He just never asks me.
No, he doesn't.
Cassie, so nice to see you. Deirdre, you're always welcome. And you know, I've been really moody lately, kind of with everyone. So I would just ask that you don't take it too personal. Not that my situation is an excuse to behave badly, but sometimes I just don't want to talk. It's not that I'm mad, and you know what I mean? You don't owe me anything. Just got to keep working on that website. That's all I ask, please. But my ghosting you kind of, it just came in a time where it would seem like it was in response to something else, but I promise you it wasn't. I'm just going through hell. So I love you. You're one of my best friends. So all right, Damien, you are the magic. Be your own alchemist. Deepen your plant and herbal knowledge. Smart ass. Do not trust fleeting first impressions. Sometimes things are not exactly as they seem, so look deeper. Get clear about what's real and what isn't. Cersei is probably one of the most intriguing deities within all Greek mythos. Born of the god of the sun, the Titan Helios, and the ocean nymph Perse, she became one of the greatest sorceresses, herbalists, and potion makers in the ancient world. Misunderstood and feared, it was said she was beautiful and had eyes like all of Helios' children of bright shining gold. The myth that most people recognize about Cersei is that of her home in the island of Aia, full of tame beasts such as huge lions, wolves, and massive tusked pigs. Hi, Cowie. When Odysseus arrives, he marvels at this graceful woman alone except for these huge creatures, but soon realizes that the creatures are all formerly men whom Cersei has transformed into beasts with a potion, and his crew are some of them. Again, here is the idea that a sorceress would automatically have to be of ill intent, and giving pig-making potions to sailors may be a bit of evidence of this, but let's look more closely. Imagine being Cersei, hunted by the great Athena, exiled to this island, and being alone except for your skills in potion making and magic to protect you. Every now and again, a boatload of sailors comes to the island, sometimes accidentally during a storm, sometimes simply to rest and gather supplies. Cersei offers them some hospitality, some salt, and some food, but she's a woman in their eyes, vulnerable, and, in fact, something to use as they will. She is sexually assaulted. She is determined this will never happen again, and decides that every man who comes to the island, unless they leave that same day, will be transformed. Things change somewhat when we know the motive, right? Cersei is able to pull together the elements in the plants in order to synergistically create magic for all kinds of reasons. She assists her sister Pasiphae, when she gives birth to the Minotaur. And it is suggested she created the potion that transformed Scylla and the potion that brought Odysseus back to life after he was killed by Telegonus. In a long and interesting life, Cersei defended, hindered, assisted, and created all of it by magic, big magic. Your plant companion is Rue, and your crystal companion is Violet Flame Opal, which actually I think is the stone that's on my athame. I don't know how to pronounce that either. Damien, this is saying that you have to look deeper into someone's reasoning for something. You could be taking something the complete wrong way because you don't know the whole story. Like you're only seeing one person's side. So I do feel like there's someone coming in who I don't think they're purposely trying to use or manipulate you, but I feel like you could like either really, really like them or really, really want to help them with something. I feel like this is a person who's right now unknown to you, or like you know them a little bit, you've seen them around. Just be sure to ask a lot of questions before you get yourself into anything that you're going to look back on and regret. Don't allow yourself to be manipulated because then I'm going to have to hurt somebody. Like I really don't want to do that. Just look deeper into all situations. Try to find people's reasoning for the way they're acting and behaving around you. And you might actually end up helping someone with something that they're dealing with. And as far as the plants and the herbs and the crystals and all that, as soon as I get mine, anything you want to know, I would be more than happy to teach you. And remember, I know I don't have to remind you of this, but because it's in the card, women are not objects. You know that, and I know you can't stand men and boys who act that way, but for some reason, I feel the need to remind you of that.
Okay, Cassie and card.
All right, Miss Cassie, I'm going to use the new deck, Light and Dreams. Cassie, so nice to see you.
Yes, welcome in. Good to see you.
I love to see all these faces that usually just pop in and say hi, and I always appreciate that, the like and the support, but it's cool to have you hang out for a reading. I was just reading for Damien, but I hear him up there like toiling with something and like talking. So he definitely, I don't think he just listened to what I said, but it's all right. Another thing, I'm sorry, Cassie, that just popped in, Damien, is your abilities. The universe could be calling you to maybe try to use them to help somebody this week, even though I know that you really kind of don't like to. I feel like for some reason, your heart is breaking for someone that you really care about. And you're going to feel the need to kind of delve deeper and help in any way you can. And that may be turning your abilities on. Deirdre, good night, honey. I will at least talk to you Monday and hopefully see you. I love you. Get some rest. And I'm so proud of you and your new job. And I'm just really proud of how far you've come because I've seen how much hard work you've put in. And that's always nice, you know. All right. Miss Cassie, yes, you do need a Gemma reading. You got card number 18. It's the Bluebird card. Celebrating new beginnings, renewal, and change. Awaken, renew, rejoice, personal growth. After the long sleep of winter, the dryad is joyous and alive with the warmth and nourishment of the sun. In her cupped hand, she protects delicate nests as the bluebird, flitting through branches, briefly rests for wings. The precious blue eggs, fresh spring leaves, and fragrant blossoms are all signs of life, renewal, and the delights of spring. Spring is nature's time of rebirth and can be symbolic of the transformative effect of positive change. We can experience the power of change by being open to and pursuing new opportunities, goals, and interests, and by leaving behind bad habits and old ways of doing things. Although no one can go back and make a brand new start, anyone can start from now and make a brand new end. Cassie, I feel like there are some things and people in your life that aren't serving you anymore. And I feel like because of the person that you are, like the rest of us in here, super kind, don't ever want to really offend unless provoked, like very much. You may feel like guilty about stepping away from a friendship or a business partnership. But I do feel like if you follow your gut reactions, worry less about being a people pleaser and understand that people who care about you, support you, love you, and want you to succeed, that actually looks like you a little bit. That they're going to be there even if you say no to them. Like, no, I can't really do that right now. But, you know, if you say no in a kind way, people that are really going to be there for you and want you to succeed are going to understand it. You could end up losing some friends, but the act of saying no in and of itself is not being unkind. I feel like there are so many amazing opportunities for you to grow, to expand your business or your channel or whatever it is you're trying to do. But you have to walk away from some situations that aren't serving you anymore. And and maybe even some people that you've outgrown, people, places, things, situations you've outgrown. The fact of the matter is, if you say to someone, and this is just an example, I'm not saying that it has to do with a channel, but just because I know you have a channel, I'll use this as an example. You've been guest appearing on Bill's channel, again, example, for a year now, but you've got an opportunity to grow your channel like exponentially if you would just stop doing Bill's channel and put more effort into your own. And you know for a fact that this is going to work. You can tell Bill, give him 2 weeks notice, right? And say like, hey, I really need to do this for me to expand my channel, make my channel my dream. If Bill loves, cares for, and supports you, he will say, absolutely. Is there anything I can do to help? If he's not a genuine friend, then he's not going to be in your life anymore. Yeah. And I feel like that's hard for a lot of us. Like, we don't want to lose anybody in our lives. We want to be loving and help everybody. But at the end of the day, the sleepers have taken over the collective. And that's why most of us are in dark nights of the soul. We have to do what's best for us because what's best for us makes our lights shine out. Right now, the collective is so dim and so dark. I can see it physically with my eyes, and it's painful. You have to see my sunglasses that I wear. It's to block out the sun, but it's to block the ugliness out too, that I am forced to look at because my eyes see energy. Do what is best for you, okay? And anyone that loves you and supports you is going to be there regardless. We have to light ourselves up and keep ourselves lit and put it out there and take over this darkness so that we can all stop struggling in this way. Black Dragon, you couldn't. We're supposed to go to like 11:30. So, I mean, I'm here till then.
Okay.
I hope that makes sense because that's a really important message. And that's one that could resonate with a lot of us. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I resonate with that. Like always saying, yeah. I've stopped doing it. Like, I'm like, guys, I'm in crisis. I'll do what I can, you know, because I'm trying to focus on me so that I can be the best messenger that I can be, so I can spread more messages and more kindness. And, you know, if I'm helping 27,000 other people with 50,000 other things, you know, it's just time to minimize that spring cleaning of the soul right now, right? Black Dragon? Cowie.
Cowie.
Cowie, I'm going to use Magic of You. Cowie, are you still here?
I believe he is.
He comes in sometimes just to say hi.
Yeah, he does.
I love you guys. You guys are so awesome. Yeah, all right, Cowie. Magic of You.
Yes.
Solitude, card number 31. Alone, but not lonely.
Leave me alone.
I know. There's a teeny tiny little fly in here. It's been driving me nuts since you got up and went on break. All right, Cowie. Solitude, alone, but not lonely. Introspection is the key right now. Take time away from others. The answers are within you. See? Same message. Explore the concepts of self-nurture, self-value, and self-truth. Are you treating yourself gently, or are you rough and impatient with yourself, like I am? Solitude isn't loneliness. It's an opportunity to pause and allow the entire serene universe to wrap its arms around you. It's when you have the space to be hugged by life. The butterfly kisses the maiden's shoulder, a tender reminder that after a period of darkness, a cocooning of the senses, a glorious winged creature emerges from the chrysalis and is free to explore and delight in herself and others. A new leaf shoots from her thumb. In yoga, the thumb represents fire and universal consciousness. From periods of quiet solitude, fresh inspiration and motivation can emerge. So again, this isn't about becoming a hermit. This is about taking the time to nurture yourself, to learn about yourself. What are your likes? What are your goals? What do you see yourself doing in 5 years? And how do you see yourself getting there? Are the people that you're giving love, energy, compassion, the people that you're helping, are they all worth all of it? The fact of the matter is, not everyone is worth everything we give them. And sometimes we have to cut ties. And I do see you having to really step back, at least in one situation and or relationship, and like really analyze this. But Cowie, now is the time to just go into solitude, even if it's one day, right? Like turn your phone off if possible and do whatever it is you want to do. You don't have to just sit in meditation or walk in the woods or walk on the beach. Those are great things you could do, but you can just go about your normal day, sit and watch TV, do what it is you like doing. And the answers will come to you about where you're going wrong, or not so much where you're going wrong. That's the wrong way to say that. About where you're putting your energy, where you're expending too much energy on something where like the juice is not worth the squeeze. You know, you're giving too much to something or someone that is not, you're getting nothing back. And it's not selfish to expect at least an energetic boost every once in a while from this person, right? If you're giving this person or this situation, like a job or project or whatever, everything you've got, then you should expect at least, you know, something in return, even if it's just an energetic exchange.
Mr. Black
Dragon, I'm going to use Deep, Dark, and Dangerous on you.
Ooh.
Good night to everyone who's leaving, and you're welcome to everyone. Thank you guys for allowing me to read for you. Thank you for all the donations, PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat, Super Stickers, all the love, light, energy. Please keep sending me your light, your prayers, your love. I do feel it, and I do pull. I don't usually, but the past few weeks I do pull on it when I need it, and it does really help me. All right, Black Dragon, let's do this. You're very welcome, Cowie. Yeah. Ooh, Hades, the underworld. This is another card that reminds me of not immediately right off the bat before the book. This card reminds me of not knowing the whole story. Maybe making a judgment, whether you realize it or not, based on only half of or a little fragment of knowledge on the situation or, relationship. It's a deep card. It's card number 7. And it's the card of the underworld. And it's long. Everything has a cycle and a time span. Death is a natural part of Death is a natural part of life. Plan a legacy, what matters most. Knowing this helps you live a better life, move through change. What ideas have passed their use-by date and can be left behind? So what ideas are no longer serving you? You could have had, I had a goal and an ambition and a dream to become an addiction counselor. But then I found YouTube and realized all the help I can give here. So that goal for right now is past its expiration date. I'm not working on it anymore because I'm putting more energy into this, where I feel like I can better be of use to the universe and to everyone in my orbit. There is a myth that many people do not know about the Greek underworld of the god Hades. Hades had 2 brother gods, Zeus and Poseidon. When their father Kronos divided up the kingdoms of the world so as to not cause a fight, the brothers decided the fairest way was to draw lots for their kingdoms. Hades inherited the underworld by lot, and his brothers Zeus and Poseidon received the sky and the sea respectively. While Zeus was the leader of the 3, Hades was never monstrous, evil, or ugly. Like many dark gods, Hades has a bad reputation simply because of his association with death and darkness. As one of the gods of the underworld, Hades was well respected by Greeks, and they were careful to honor him well. Yet, of course, he was feared. Unlike, say, Ares, Hades was not a particularly nasty god and even looked for love a little more seriously than his brothers. The story of Persephone is possibly the most famous story featuring Hades, and one that shows that death is just another cyclic part of life. In the oldest form of the myth, Hades falls in love with Demeter's daughter Persephone, and it is a chaste and proper love. Hades goes to Zeus for permission, and Zeus promises Persephone's hand in marriage. But unfortunately, Zeus does not tell the women this and forgets his promise to his brother. Hades waits and waits. One day, while watching his love happily frolicking on a day out with her friends, he rises up out of the ground and kidnaps her. He takes her down deep to his dark domain of the underworld and tries to woo her, explaining that she was promised to him. Demeter, goddess of agriculture and a dedicated mother, searches the world for her daughter. She's, of course, no longer to be found on the surface of the earth. In her huge grief, Demeter stops facilitating the growth and production of all food and plants. Everything dies back, there is no food, and the race of man begins to starve. Meanwhile, Hades offers Persephone a red pomegranate. This is the fruit of death, and anyone who eats of this must stay in Hades. By this time, the gods have figured out that Hades has Persephone, and Zeus asks his brother to free her. However, Persephone has partaken of 6 seeds of the fruit, so Hades now has claim to her. In fairness, Demeter negotiates with Hades so that Persephone can live 6 months of the year with Hades and 6 with her. Persephone becomes queen of the underworld in her own right, and then, led by her torch-bearing friend Hecate, rises from this realm to spend time with her mother for the rest of the year. So this is how the seasons were formed. I know, it's really long.
Yeah, it is.
They tell the whole same story for the card of Persephone, too. Every 6 months, the earth dies back, and Hades claims the winter seasons and his bride. Then Demeter claims her daughter back for the growing seasons of spring and summer. The underworld is a realm like any other, and one that, although full of mystery, is also full of possibilities. Death is a step before rebirth. A fallow field with nothing growing is necessary so that things may be planted and spring forth again. The underworld, like our unconscious, is a place of infinite possibilities. Lily is your plant companion, and your crystal companion is black tourmaline. I hate that I can't show what these crystals look like because that's another one I have plenty. So anyway, there are a couple things I'm getting here, Black Dragon. One is you may not be aware of the entire situation. Someone is trying to give you like little tidbits of information so that you can be pulled onto their side by only listening to their part. Not wanting to give you the whole story because this person, I don't think they're doing it maliciously, like trying to hide this from you. They just don't want you to think badly of them if you knew the part that they played, the role that they played in the situation. Also, I feel like there's something or someone that you may have misjudged. You may have accidentally judged somebody, or you may be judging someone right now, not even realizing it, because you've only heard part of the story. And the universe is asking you to please withhold judgment. And you're very smart. You're very intuitive. You have a lot of abilities. And I believe you know that. So if you know what they are, then you should know, like, you're not being given the whole picture here. And if you're going to get involved, you need to know everything that happened and everything that's going on before you can make an informed decision of who to help and where to put your energy. So this is a bit of a warning from the universe and a heads up. Dargo, I have issues with that because the Greeks had a patriarchal society or a matriarchal society. So a princess like Persephone being kidnapped doesn't make sense because I don't know.
They were fighting over what it really was.
I have a lot of doubts. Still alive, life is good, but we are definitely going to end now. Two sides to every story, and that is true, but I always say three. There's your side, my side, and then the truth, which lies somewhere in between, because our truth is our perception. Sometimes we're not actively lying. It's just how we see a situation. And not, but I love you guys. Thank you so much for your love, your light, your support, your patience with me. Tuesday, I'm going to be diving right back into work, writing for Missing Persons Mysteries, getting more videos out to you guys. I do have a Monday video. I just have to film it this weekend. No big deal. And I am going to reach out to you, but I want to wait until at least Tuesday so that Ghostdragonzw is on his way home. And because I'm trying to be a good hostess, take him around Jersey a little bit. I know. Nuts up. You can also message me anytime. Anyone who wants to message me, reach out to me. Just please give me a little more patience than you normally would, a little more strength, because I am going through a lot right now. But I keep telling myself that all the pain is going to end up being for something that's so amazing. I can't even wrap my head around it, for me and my son and my family, my sons and my family, my mom. So I feel like it's all going to work out. It's just getting to that point and that understanding of really believing that. I am very worn out. Love and light and peace. Be kind to others, but also be kind to yourselves. And if nobody told you today, you're loved, you're worth it, you're amazing, you're fantastic, and you can do anything that you put your mind to. Okay. Manifest destiny is real. Good night, guys.
Much love, respect, guys.